I'm going to send him a video one day. His nickname when he was a kid.
That's okay. I'm sure he'll look at the video at some point.
He will. I'm waiting for him. I'm going to send it to him down and see. Oh, wait, you're in there. What's that character? Oh.
Okay, put the music down a little bit. So we're up to the 39th session with this group. So far, we've only had a couple of deaths. They didn't stick, they came back.
Only one is good.
Well, you came back, the other ones didn't.
Who's that?
Well, we did have a rat folk who...
Oh, yeah, the puppy.
And then the person who had the puppy, which people don't remember. They just remember the fact the puppy died. And that the puppy died was more upsetting that they lost 2 fellow party members. Because the puppy belonged to one of the fellow party members.
Little puppy, it was great.
And it turned out that they had left him in a dungeon when they went off to rest, recover, eat, drink, be merry, have a good night's sleep, and they left the others in a dungeon with no way out.
I blame Jeremy on that one. That's Jeremy.
And they didn't tweak this until they came across their dismembered bodies.
So we're not
Let them kill a puppy.
We're not the best party. I'm just putting it out there. So.
You let them kill a puppy.
Though on the bright side, you actually are doing what Pathfinders ask and investigating ruins.
We do.
The last group just came across some ruins, went, not important, and left.
So we're doing the right thing. Just that we have morals are a bit different, depends on which character it's involved. So we all have different morals, I've worked out.
And while I said there's no evil players or characters in this game, there is sin magic in the game. And based on how the characters play their characters, is how they're going to progress. Because what they found out in game is that the gods of the setting of this region, who went to sleep 10,000 years ago, associated with the same coins, are waking up, and they're the gods of sin.
Right.
So the more that they embody the sin, the more they're aligning with a certain god.
Oh, this worries my character already. Yeah. I've got a lot of sin in my character. I've only got one god offside with me, but I'll see how many I can get. Anyway, so I died and I had to make a pledge to a god that if I came back I had to do certain functions. One was I was a chef and I couldn't cook food for anyone ever again.
Well, you can't prepare or serve food.
So my only profession I had is my character. It's just gone. And it was like, well, the party was really happy with it because according to the party, I wasn't a very good cook. But
and the cheers online was amazing from one of the people on
I
Skype.
have to send a video. And it was like, I'm going, really? It's not that bad. Everyone's going, you can't cook it. Woo! And it's like, yeah.
That's like my cooking.
No, not can you do a little bit big week of cooking?
It was just pastries.
Right.
It's halfling pastries. So, yeah. Sorry.
It was actually Kega also that drove the group to march forward and try to bring you back.
Oh, no.
That was part of the reason why they had a good night's sleep elsewhere, was that they had lost a party member and they forgot they had some still in the dungeon. The dead one was more important than the ones they forgot about.
Yeah. Which I think they might change that meaner later on, they thought, but that's okay. So I'm the only official one that's still in the party that died. So yeah.
In this group.
But yeah, that's okay.
And there are 2 knights that both are doing the same storyline and can interact with each other's storylines. So they hear about what Friday night's group has messed up for them, and Friday night hears about what Wednesday night has messed up for them.
Right.
So we are linked in. There's a bit of us versus them for a little bit as well, by the way. So yeah.
Still a little bit of that going on.
It still is. Don't worry. We still keep I still send the occasional messages going. Oh, you guys broke things again. Okay, yeah, things like that. So.
And because they don't watch each other's videos, they miss out on all the little tidbits.
Yep.
I think it's better if we don't, because we can just keep it here on the rumor mill kind of thing. I guess what this Pathfinder's coming. He's doing this. I think what? Or you find out you've been kicked out of the city because of this other group. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
That did happen. They were kicked out of the city because of the other group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so give you a backstory of what's happening. They were in where were you? You're in Corvosa at the time, I think. You were just dealing with helping to capture a guard. They'd been asked to capture a guard alive if possible, because he was an important noble of the city.
Yeah, that alive bit was
so the important noble of the city got beheaded by the party, and so they returned his head.
No, by quarter.
By quarter.
I'm happy.
Full responsibility.
I'm happy to say party. Because
Followers of Kordar.
because most NPCs won't distinguish character and party. Because it's a group of people.
Yep.
Tara morphs the same brush after starting a riot in the city of nobility versus the peasantry,
Yes.
all in the name of an up-and-coming noble, Mark's character.
Thanks. If he's not here yet, so it's okay. David's character, yeah. So that's
And they also have a party member who has a crow that's stealing the left eye out of
Children.
kids between the age of 8 and 10.
Right.
Rather specific. Just the left eye and just between the ages of 8 and 10.
Right.
But we don't know any evil characters in the party, so it's okay.
no evil. Just a bit warped, that's all. No evil, just warped.
And you also have another cursed party member who's running around with what they call a god's curse.
Mm-hmm.
Which is he's got runes under his skin that move.
Right.
So it
Yeah,
might
that's
be
me.
here at one day, and as you're watching, it might slowly move up his arm while you're watching it,
Mhm.
and it just looks like a tattoo on his skin. And occasionally they glow different colours.
Right.
The party's seen it glow red at one stage, but they haven't really seen other things happening yet.
Mhm.
No, the occasional vampire, and that's about it. So.
Yeah, there were one time that I had glowing red eyes. I don't know why. So that's interesting.
And he also now has a pair of little dogs that curl up on him every time he goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got to hear about this one. I haven't heard about that one yet. So.
And the amusing thing is, no one knows where they come from.
Neither do I. I just like them, their presence.
Oh,
And the fact that they used teleport to go between towns and that night after teleporting, the dog showed up and went to sleep on him when he was in the other town the night before. And there's like, maybe. Yeah, I should probably move this camera over here somewhere. You know, my whole thing with getting the cameras right, I get them right every now and then.
Mm.
Otherwise, you
Hello,
get weird
Martin. I can see you now.
Oh, the cameras are just placed wherever useful. Okay, so I think that covers most of the bad things happening to characters. Besides the fact that you came to Sandpoint because one of your members grew up there, which is a small little community on the coast who has got a couple of murders happening there. So they sent out for the closest thing they have to a hero,
okay.
which was
Well, he tries.
That's why I said the closest thing they have to a hero, because they don't have any other ones they can call on at the moment.
Oh, not yet, but in a few kind of. Yeah, he's currently over in a different area right now. So the samurai's not there right now. So
Oh no, he's technically there, but he's still a child.
yeah, still a child.
In
yeah.
this timeline.
That's my other character from other session. So.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'll introduce myself because I'm
So yes, Mark can introduce himself.
Yep, I can. I'm playing Lord Pinwinkle Stout, aka Mr. Winkle.
Lord.
Lord, I have Lord on
It's
my
kind
character
of,
sheet.
it's kind of funny. I am getting used to.
I have I'm a halfling detective rogue of noble consistence now. Only newly nobly.
Newly minted.
Yeah, yeah.
It may have some problems in Corvosa considering you did start a riot.
Whatever, we'll work it out as we go. I'm seem to be not the sounding board at the moment of the party. I think it's more, but I'm feeling that the party members are catching up to my exploitations that have happened so far.
So far you've got the most followers out of the group,
I do. I have lots of wives.
which is not bad considering they belong to a secret society called Pathfinders, and as part of the secret society, you're not supposed to tell everyone who you are, but you're supposed to find out things about what's happening. And so far, only one member of this group actually has people who can go out and find out stuff for them.
Also, I have a slave called Squirt, who is slowly getting better as a sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
Still a bit work. He's still got to work on a few of the skill sets because he's not quite that smart. So
He's getting there.
he's about. I'm like a halfling at 4 foot. He's about 2 foot. Isn't he?
Oh no, he's gotten bigger.
Has he got bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's like a ugly little sort of goblin that really looks like he hasn't had a shower for weeks.
So it's crossing a gremlin from gremlins with a goblin.
Right.
And because they are technically gremlins in the setting.
He wasn't the smartest of his tribe. So Even though we killed the rest of his tribe, that's another story.
Well, technically, he is the smartest of his tribe.
And right now he is.
He's the smartest, the
After
youngest, the weakest, the strongest.
After we burnt down the rest of his society, yes. Yeah.
In front of him.
That's right. And I had a crying mite on my leg the whole time, yes.
Well, yeah, he is the smartest of his tribe at the moment, considering his tribe consists of him and Pinwinkle.
Yeah. That's right. That is true, Jeremy. So.
The succubine wife might be part of the tribe, and they'd be smart probably, so...
Oh, they'd be much smarter than Pinwinkle, no doubt about that one. So, yeah.
Well, considering as far as Pinwinkle's mother is concerned, the mite is his adopted kid.
So that's the word I put on the thing.
Yeah.
So yes, and that's how complicated our character's gotten over this time, not counting all the other things that have happened.
Plus his sister, troublesome sister, and a few other things. So, yeah. Oh, look, of course I've got no problems with my character. It's always something new to happen every week. So
there is always something new.
That's right.
And then there's Jeremy.
Good evening all, yes. I'm playing Cordar, the aforesaid resident of Sandpoint, who some years ago left his home to travel down to Absalom to try and fulfill his dream of becoming the hero that he wishes to be, working through the Pathfinder Society, because they're a group of heroes out to save the realm, or so he thought. That's what the story said.
Unfortunately, stories don't live up to reality after what he's seen. And did you want to add anything else about Cordar?
Oh, no, that's right. He's
like smart ass.
He's out to try and make the Pathfinders what he believes they should be as well.
The word smart ass comes to mind, but
He's trying to like change the Pathfinder Society. Is that it? I'm ambitious.
Hey, it's far better than one of them that actually wanted to destroy the Pathfinder Society from within. We did have a character who did that, who failed miserably, and then it didn't last very long. Okay, so then we go on to Victor.
Hello. Guys, I am Victor from Brazil. I speak a little bit of English, but I can play this game, I guess. I play Kagacero, that's a druid, and he's pretty naive. He didn't live in society very much, and he joined the society for some reason. That's unknown. Maybe he hides some secret. We don't know yet.
I know he's not very good at sharing.
Yep, he's not very good at sharing. Actually, he's not very good at doing anything like with others.
He is very good at pointing out vampires.
Yeah.
Whether vampires exist or not, that over there is obviously a vampire.
He has a bit of a perception.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't born like this. He kind of got traumatized while adventuring, I guess.
I'm sure that's what it is there, Victor. I'm sure it is, yeah.
Maybe there's something else, but for now, he pretty much started well, and then he's kind of becoming a bit crazier. For long, he becomes an adventurer. I don't know.
I think all adventurers go a bit crazy after a while, especially considering all the things that can happen to them. And any of them who die and meet their god and then come back again.
I mean, his whole world is like the forest and people living in the forest, and now he's all about cities and stuff. So he's kind of didn't get used to. He didn't get used to this life already. Struggling a bit.
This is the materials I use to run the game.
Right.
So this is the adventure they're currently in. I can actually show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very beautiful.
For you guys as well.
I wish I had one.
And so they are currently exploring some dungeons under Sandpoint that were linked to Cordar's family, as he's managing to have some magical runes that allow him to use teleportation magic to get around the nation they're in. So the nation they're in is called Varisia, and it has a 7-pointed star as its symbol. So you can sort of see one on the side there, or on the side of that box, the burnt-in symbols. So
oh, right, okay, yes, right, I'm blind. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see now.
That's the symbol that they had all around the nation.
And also I've got a medallion that I've found with the similar on it.
Yeah, but no one else has seen the medallion.
Only I can see
It
that.
looks like that.
Yes, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, but no, it's
To be I actually have a medallion prop.
Oh, there we go.
So that's actually the prop of it. An actual official one, at least. So,
yeah,
all the little things I have hidden around here.
I do.
Okay, so yes, you had just started exploring under the catacombs. You were you came across some creature that you couldn't identify that you had destroyed.
Well, that's not unusual for us.
Though none of you had tweaked that you had met one of them before.
Now that I'm there, can I tweak on that one?
No, because he wasn't around long enough and you killed it very quickly. There was no body to examine afterwards.
Was that a Cordar decision, by the way? Might have been interest? Or was that a Bellata decision?
You mean when it attacked us, it died quickly?
Yeah.
That's a Cordar issue, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. That's right.
And so they had explored a little bit further, found some old rubble and old food, and that was where we stopped it for the night, because they had done a lot of different things, and we generally stop after it gets to around 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, everyone's going to get up in the morning and go.
Yep.
Which I do anyway, but yes. So,
Want them to as wake as possible for work so they can continue coming to the next game.
that's right. Of course. Or Mark just works from home like he did today. Yeah. So, but no. Cool. Now, so, because I wasn't here last session, this is under one of the...
They got to this. It's the pathways heading towards what they call the old lighthouse.
Yep.
And the tunnels they're using to get here. There's a lot of different tunnels underneath Sandpoint.
Yep.
And they led to the basement under Cordar's family's place. So they went
Well,
in
at
via his...
Was that...
At least when we were expanding the basement under the house to leave space for the runestones,
okay.
it broke into
This place.
a tunnel into this location. However, like, it was actually odd that the tunnel actually, we broke into the tunnel end on rather than being side on. So apparently the tunnel had led in this direction and then stopped until
Or someone
we
had
expanded the cellar.
or someone had brought it in when they created the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also possible.
That's not a good sign, by the way. Just put it out there.
So the runes in the floor actually date older than the settlement.
So there's something... I knew there was something about Cordar. Couldn't work it out. Now I can start to come out. He might be evil after all. Who knows? Anyway. Okay. Cool. I'll get you to explain where
Yes.
we're at. So, yeah.
And so yes, you have been you've managed to defeat this strange creature in the mostly dark using magic to see by,
Yes.
because they can't see in the dark.
Okay.
You can,
I got goggles.
but you went there,
Nah, so that just matter there.
and if you're the only one seeing, then it's like, oh, I think someone's attacking you. Oh, you've just died. Oh well, it's okay. We'll be fine.
Did no one brought their Pathfinder thing out at all, just to see light? Or?
I think they were using their Pathfinder things
Well,
to
okay,
use
cool.
like.
Yeah. That's right.
So yes.
All right.
So last time we had it, you were in what appeared to be some sort of natural cavern, and then you found a chiseled stone area where the storage room full of old food stores.
Can I do an investigation?
Broken pottery, broken urns, and the stuff looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. It's just mummified sort of food.
Can I just have a look around for anything that
I stuff like a stick.
You want you want to poke it with a stick?
No, it was a stuff. It was a stuff.
Stuff, not staff.
It's just-
Oh,
Thing.
okay.
Things.
Things like just like old food and scraps and things like that, Victor.
So you instead of an A.
I thought it was a stuff. Like
No. You don't need a staff. You've got your hand, you've got your claws. You should be fine.
And there is a stone door.
I'm going to just investigate the room first. I'm just not a traps thing, I'm just checking for anything. So I'll pick this slice is the best one.
I think it's like
29.
29.
someone actually leave it here or use these tunnels to get somewhere.
Well, the tunnel you used to get to this room looked like it had tunneled into natural formation. Someone had clawed and cut their way into a stoneworked area. So you've gone from more natural like cavern to stonework.
But we can actually see like the work or something like broke through this tunnel.
It looked like it had been broken through a long time ago.
But there were tracks, I believe, that were following from the house, weren't there?
There were tracks, yes.
Yeah.
But no tracks had gone all the way down here.
And the tracks that we were following were appropriate for the feet of the creature that we fought, were they not?
That was correct, yes.
Yeah.
And there were more sets of them, so you counted at least 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have a look around the room just to look for anything unusual.
Besides the door,
Yep.
you do see that this stuff here has been here long enough for even the wood become brittle.
Oh.
So basically, you touch the wood disintegrates.
But there's nothing really of interest here at all, is there?
Just the door.
Okay, being the rogue I am, I want to make sure I check the door for traps.
Okay.
Because that's what a good rogue does. That's a 30.
That's a 30.
I love this dice at the moment, just putting it out there. Yeah, that's 12 plus, yeah. So I check for traps and go, any traps?
Okay, looking at the door, there are no traps. There's no keyhole.
No keyhole. I touch the door.
It's a door. It's made out of stone.
Does it fall apart like a brittle?
No.
Okay. Stone door, huh? Cordar, you're the strong person. I'm only a little halfling, so I think this is up to your thing. No traps. It's all covered, and I'll go back 10 feet just in case.
Cordar will be taking a lesson for hearing anything on the other side. Not for a stone door, not just expecting to, but 25 on perception.
You don't hear anything on the other side.
Okay. Does it look like, so is there any actual handle or mechanism for opening the door?
No mechanism for opening the door.
Does it look like the door opens towards us or away from us?
Looks like it opens away from you.
Okay. I will, first of all, give an attempt at a gentle and then with slightly more force if necessary, push on the door.
You push it slightly and it moves.
I told you it was strong.
When you start to move in the door, you can see like Kangasero is not quite like feeling great. It seems like trouble, and he just like touch you in the shoulder and say, "Wait, Connor."
Look, Kangasura, there's no vampires here.
Well, we don't know. We are kind of underground and
They've already made a vampire like
a door that's clearly shut and
You killed the vampire. I
The
said,
door that's shut that can be pushed open, and there's been monsters down here wandering around near the basement near my house.
we're doing this for his
We're
family
going
thing.
through.
And so Jeremy, when you let go of the door shuts again.
Okay, like Cordar would be effectively, yeah. He's got the one hand on the door, pushing it, starts to open it. Kangasero tries to interrupt him. He's not actually going to release the door. He's just momently holding it, and then he'll keep pushing through.
Okay. So the more you push it, the more of a strain it gets, as there's some sort of weight on it, holding it shut.
Do we want to get
But are you sure
And you can
there
see-
aren't any vampires? Are you sure?
Of course, there's no vampires. Yeah, bloody well get through before I hold it. 'Cause it's going to close again shortly.
Do we have any
I
pigeons
don't
at all?
want to be trapped with the vampires inside.
So you want to pin the door open?
I suggested to Corda, do we want to pin the door open, or do you reckon just leave it?
Well, how wide can you get the door?
You can actually get it right up to the wall if you want to. You just you'll
It'll then close again immediately if you go like things. Well, initially he'll just be able to, we'll open it, he'll hold it for a moment, and we'll just see what's on the other side first of all.
You see a corridor heading off to the left in front of you. Goes about. Where's my scale? Always helps when they. Oh yeah, they actually put a scale on here that helps. So about 15 feet ahead of you, a 5-foot passageway.
Is the corridor
So
like
15 feet ahead, it turns off to the left.
Okay.
There is any like sort of lighting, just what we are bringing with ourselves, right?
Yes, you are the sources of light.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but this seems exactly where a vampire used to like lay.
In which case we've got to kill it. Just like you're here, you're a vampire hunter, aren't you?
I heard he's a very good vampire hunter, by the way, Corda.
Well, you see now that Professor is pretty inspired. He starts walking on the front, and all his worry and like.
So Kangisera dashes ahead to fight the vampire.
Yep. He's now acting like brave and heroic, something like unusual in these situations.
Well, I'll walk through, not dash through, and I see.
Yeah, so you see Kangisera head up and down the corridor.
Okay, I'll catch up with you, Corda. If you want to jimmy the door open, I'll leave it up to you.
Well, no, just if you have a look behind the door, see if there's an obvious way, like why it closes there immediately.
Seems to be some sort of chain pulling it at the top.
So does
And
it look like we can open it from the other side without too much problem?
there's no handles whatsoever on the other side.
But can we reach the chain to pull on the door to...
It pulls into the frame above where you opened it.
Can we disattach it and chain?
You could.
Can I do my...
Well, you've already walked off.
Can I come back and help you?
Okay, in which case Victor will continue on without you.
No, that's all right. That's a big deal. I'm all
We
right.
thought we'd go through and take a look to see what the key to the door was. While Corda continued to hold
If
it.
Corda's holding it, I'll use my acrobatics to climb up Corda.
Yep.
See if I can just check the chain from it.
Yep.
So it doesn't close kind of thing.
Okay, so what have you got to break a chain?
I've got a daggers.
Sure, let's see if you can use your dagger. Give me an attack roll.
What else? I'm just looking what I've got here.
I'm sure standing on a fellow party member swinging a dagger won't go wrong.
Thieves tool.
So, I would have thought you'd use your thieves tools to effectively
Would thieves tool have something in there?
He spoke up using dagger.
I'll use dagger first. I'll use thieves tool. Okay, dagger. Natural 20
Yep.
plus 10, so that'll be upgraded 30.
So yes, you have no problem striking the chain, getting your dagger into it, and you manage not to damage your dagger on the chain.
Okay. Dagger not gonna work. Pull out thieves tools. Thievery roll, sure.
Sure. Let's see if you can pick the lock of the chains.
Would
Is
the
there
would the thievery tools have like some sort of kind of snip thing? Because I think with the thievery tools are just kind of like a...
Well, if you do, the chain itself is thicker than your dagger handle.
Okay, I'll try it. I'm gonna use...
It's not a tiny chain.
My first bad roll for that. That's still alright. 16.
16. Okay. Using your tools to try to disarm it in some way, you hear a snap.
Tools?
Yeah.
I'll take one off my tools. I still got a few left, it's okay.
They have to buy extra for that. So if they critically fail on disarming a trap or something like that, they actually break part of their tools.
So 16 didn't work, did it?
16 was a critical fail.
Shit.
So the snap you heard was your tools, not the chain.
Yep.
I'll try one more time.
Okay. You pull out another tool. I'm sure this one's the right one. The other one was obviously old and brittle.
I used my halfling luck
Yep.
because that was a worse roll. And that was worse than the thing.
So there's another snap.
I don't know how this works, Corda. I have no idea.
So it's currently raining tools on Corda.
I'm down to... Well, I just lost 2 of my thieves' tools. I go... We'll find another way out.
What you guys are doing? There's a vampire here that needs slain.
So you come back to see Pinwinkle on Corda's shoulders.
And I go, Corda, no way we can do this. Is there no way we can put a pin in, like it, just to keep the door open a little bit, kind of thing?
Well,
And we
what's
just,
the
like,
ground?
Ground's
Stone.
I go, no, I couldn't. No, it's something we can wedge between the door so it just stays a little bit open.
See, Maria, that's why doors are wrong.
I've heard of a druid that's got a good head that could just sit right between the door and the actual frame. But I'm not sure if that's been doing too mean there. But he's not here, it's okay. He won't know about that. I'm looking for a
You call that out
The
loud?
druid you know don't like doors.
No. You must see like a stone, or like a bit of a reasonably large, like a bit of stone that we could just put between the entrance. So just
Nothing that you brought with you.
Or what about some of the broken bits and pieces that are in this store?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Anything that's
Okay.
big. I'm going to look around, see if I can see anything.
You pick a piece up and it just sort of falls apart into dust in your hands.
Is there any like rocks nearby? There?
This room is old.
I'm looking through what I've got. I got no. I don't want to put my rapier there because even though I don't use it. No, I don't have anything like I don't have a kind of rod of sort.
Just grab one of my pitons and we can leave it, put it in there, and as the door closes, we'll leave it so it's got the gap there, so there's something to pull on the other
So
side.
3 sprockets from the piton.
Okay. I'm sure you'll give Pinwinkle your character sheet at some point to see what else he's taken while he's looking through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. Hang on. Ooh. I'll leave that up to the DM. We won't discuss this right now.
So while you go through your backpack, whatever's close to it, he might have had a look at.
Mm-hmm.
So he might talk to you about it later, whether it's actually in his hands or not.
Who's that female? Okay.
So yes, you pull out a couple of bins.
And we're slowly closing. We want to make sure it just jams the door open a little bit, just in case we need to go back that way. That's what I was worried about.
Okay. Give me a perception roll for both of you.
Both like Kodara and Pinkwink.
20.
Yeah, because we have Kangasero keeping a watch down the corridor for them.
Yep, alright.
28. No, 28.
What did Cordar get?
20.
20.
Okay, so both of you notice a faint glow on the back of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And Pinwinkle notices it is an outline of some sort of circle with different symbols embedded in it.
Yeah. Obviously the magic that meant the door closed automatically, so...
This must be like the vampire clan identification or something.
Anything like my medallion?
I'm sure.
Has similar symbols, yeah.
So I look at my no one sees my medallion. I see my medallion. I think I know what's down here. You know that medallion that no one thinks I've got? Looks very similar to that thing on the back of the door there, Calder. This looks like this might be an ancient place that might be similar to the places other places have been to.
You think this might be like the place at the bottom of the crow?
I think so. So,
So the same vampires that was like a room that
I'm sure the advantage is then that Kangasero can automatically see like he's down the crow and that you can open doors.
I think so. Oh, it could
Make
be
it
you.
much simpler.
It could be you this time, I said to Corday. But we'll just make sure it's jimmied a little bit open.
Mm-hmm.
But I've confirmed by looking at this 3 or 4 times going. Well, still, I'm off his shoulders now. But I was just going, okay.
Sure, give me a Arcana check.
This is not my speciality.
I know.
Oh, actually, I am got training to Arcana.
Do we technically have Balath with us?
Technically, yeah.
I got a 10 to me. I'm not sure what Bella had. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
I'm happy that he doesn't actually be
He's not
involved.
like me
Doing
yet, so-
well, that's right.
so I got 10 for Benwinkle,
Okay.
and Bella will be plus 10 or something. I can roll for him if you want.
Roll for him. Give him a +10.
No, he got a 1, so he's worse than me. So the actual rogue knows all about it.
So Bella starts telling you about what he thinks it is.
And then I realised he has no idea what he's talking about.
And well, Cordar was quite happy to ignore both of them anyway, so well, let's go and find out what's down here.
Yep, agree.
And
He's not analyze any symbols because he's sure of what he sees.
That's okay.
from Pinwinkle's perspective, it
As
is
Cordar
a
catches
seal.
up, if Kanko is still in front, or doing his watching ahead type stuff, Cordar will say that, well, it looks like this might be the place at like the bottom of the crow where you could see what was happening beforehand. So let us know if you see anything. Stay alert. Probably not vampires.
I don't know. My eyes are not glowing red. I put my hand in the front of my eyes to see if something is glowing.
No, it's not glowing.
No, but
Cordar does say probably not vampires. So let's
No.
keep moving.
I keep moving going. This looks like a seal and just keep moving. That's all I know. So
Okay, so walking down the corridor, you find yourself going about 30 odd feet, turning to the right again, and then you've got a room ahead of you, as well as another corridor to the left. Oh, sorry, another corridor to the right. I get one left and right confused with the left.
When we get up to the corridor,
Tiny
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
lefty loosey.
when we get up to the corridor, how far, like,
So, from
you said the
perspective
roof is
of...
close and then the corridor?
So, basically, you see that corridor there.
Okay, so the corridor goes beyond the line of our light, so...
So that's where you went in.
Yep.
At B2. And corridor goes beyond your light, and there's a room up there.
Okay.
Above it.
Was there the unfinished cavern as pictured on that map continued down the side?
It did.
Oh, okay.
But you hadn't actually gone down that far. You
No,
decided to
I
investigate.
had thought that effectively this, that we didn't upgrade that room without any other turns or intersections, so... In which case,
I was
yeah,
looking at the.
we'll have a look at this room first,
yeah.
so you can get closer.
Coles.
Yes.
Interesting. That's one of my notebooks from my wife.
The shadows.
It's useful to have, considering they're doing a Star Wars game at the moment.
No, I'm actually getting one of those notebooks for my Star Wars game. That's nicely said. She said, "Oh, have a look next time."
Okay, so did you want to go down that long passageway, or continue on into the chamber you can see nearby, which also looks like it's been broken into from the outside?
We'll look at the chamber, because he's closer first of all.
Okay.
Oh,
Empty.
I just remembered actually that, yeah.
Plus
So,
four, okay.
there was something very easily or readily available that you could have actually stuck in the door to keep it open was the ranseur that the monster had that got stuck in the wall as he tried to swim.
Yep, you left it in the wall.
We left it in the wall for the time being on the idea he could find a way back again.
I was going to use my rapier worst case, but anyway.
Okay, so walking into this room, you see a red marble statue of a strikingly beautiful, but at the same time monstrously enraged human woman standing in the middle of the room. Her stony expression twisted in fury. The woman wears a flowing rose, and her long hair is held back from her face by an intricate headdress of hooks and blades. In her left hand she carries a large book, the face of which is inscribed with a seven-pointed star. Her right hand holds a glittering metal and ivory rancier. So, big beaded pole arm.
What? Ivory and metal what?
A glittering metal and ivory rancier.
That's a
You
lot of.
know, the big pole arm with like the big axe type thing.
Oh, okay.
But as I said,
It's like a
the monster we just faced actually had one of them.
But not as intricately made.
Does Corda and or everyone else recognise this statue as being very like the one we found at the bottom of the crow?
It is very much like that, and from the Godmouse heresy. The Ossuary, sorry. The,
Oh yes, yeah, one of the eight that we found there. Yeah.
one of the gods of the region.
I
Yeah.
touched my medallion that no one sees again. Does anything happen with the medallion?
Yeah, you can see it has moved around to a specific symbol that's lit up red.
What's it look like, the symbol?
You've been told that's the symbol of wrath, anger.
I let everyone know, I believe this is wrath and anger. Hang on, I remember what Kangasira happened to Kangasira last time this happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about Kangasira. Can somebody tie him down for it? No. So when my first memory that Kangasira went mad last time, so I say, it's okay, Kangasira, don't get upset, okay?
The creatures back there make me upset.
I know.
There's nothing alive here.
No. So you only see the statue in the chamber so far.
And behind that, you see a door on the other side, and a long, intricately carved corridor with stairs going down.
Is the door like a normal door or a stone door?
Stone door with glowing runes on it that are glowing quite brightly.
Green symbols?
Red symbols, red glowing runes.
Can I try a nature check to see if I can make sense of it?
You can. Though, even without the check, these runes aren't found in nature and don't deal with nature's preservation or any systems relating to nature.
Okay, I like even less of this place. This place is unnatural.
I might just, if I...
You feel like you've been here before?
No, I don't feel anything besides the urge to like get out of here.
I might go close to the door.
Yep.
Is my battalion starting to get a bit glowy?
I found my dice.
Can I just check the door for any sort of, except for the kind of symbols, anything else on the door that I can...
Okay, give me a perception roll.
Okay.
While he's looking at that corner, I'll be looking at the statue.
I just glow at the red things and go, wow. Because I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1?
That dice goes in the...
Okay. So while you're looking at the door, you just happen to rest against it.
Yeah.
And it opens. and the runes just blink out as it opens. No visible seam until the door's open.
Wow. I just go, see, I'm stronger than I think, Corda.
And behind it,
It's a monster.
yes.
Maybe there's a vampire in this lane.
You get a smell of old death. With old wood platforms. You can see behind the platforms bunches of cells with skeletons tied, chained to the wall. Probably over 20 different cells that you can see from this doorway, each with a dead body in it that looks like it died and just was left there.
I'm still walking back to Corda, just backwards, looking backwards, and get my daggers out just in case.
And you also see two of those creatures that look very vampirish coming towards you.
I hate those creatures.
And then we'll move on to Jeremy and what he was doing while you were opening doors.
Okay, your turn. Go, Jeremy.
Yep, so I was taking a closer look at this statue and confirming that it is the same statue or the same creature or woman as was at the statue that was at the start of the
So think vampire from the Blade series, the later movies, where the mouth opens in different directions. And that's basically what they so they see two of those.
Oh, not those again.
Yeah, you've only seen one of these. You've seen one of them before, and you saw one of these in the tunnels.
We see one of those in the cell.
They are like
Cell
vampires.
You saw one in the cell previously,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I
but
read.
you never actually did much to interact with it, except for killing it. So there are two of them coming towards you. So Jeremy, back to you. What were you doing again?
Yeah,
You want to
so
get
I
the
looked at the statue, confirming that it was the same one that we saw at the bottom of the crow, and again taking a closer look at the fact that you described the statue as a stone statue or something or other,
Yep.
but the weapon appeared to be made of metal.
It is made of metal and ivory.
And so you'll see whether or not the weapon is in fact part of the statue, or is it separated.
You can start sliding it out.
Okay. I will then be aiming to carefully slide it out, which may be about the time that I get interrupted.
And we may have a Bella show up as well. So
Good time. Here's a kill something.
let's see if that's actually him.
He's out. Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Right.
I'm just a little short little guy that could do daggers in a step.
Okay, so you'll eventually pop up. But yeah, so you're doing that, and I'll get you to do some initiative. We might even have Mikey do some rolls for people.
Okay.
See how much they will survive without being here.
No. That didn't work last time with Jeremy. He got killed by Andy's dragon.
15 plus 10, 25 total.
Give me a moment. Just remember that.
Why am I expert at perception?
Yeah,
I got expert at level 3.
Yeah,
I was going to say, you as part of character class development.
Yeah, I'm an expert too as well there.
Well, you would have a rogue would start with expert. Others might have to work towards it.
So you get to play a big barbarian tonight.
Okay.
You play Andy's character.
Oh, yeah, cool. I got a message from David right now. He said that he won't make it. He got hell up.
That's right.
That happens.
Life happens. So.
Okay.
Can't
Love this dip.
This is
Sweet
fun.
potato.
Oh, okay.
The other one I've got at home is spicy cashew.
I'll give you.
Okay, so I'm going to make it a perception. So, what was your perception check on there, Victor, for your initiative?
25
25.
total.
Using this little red dice here, we'll roll 20s, far more than any other dice I've got. When I roll it, but if I hand it to players to roll, it starts rolling ones.
Okay. Right. As you do.
I once went to a competition where I was doing a miniature game, and I was rolling a 20 with every second roll. And it didn't matter which dice I changed to, even when I was using the opponent's dice, I was still doing that.
And maybe that dice is loaded.
He just thinks he's got luck. He's got luck.
And then everyone else in the competition folded and let me win by default, and it's like, but I only get to play one game. You can get that. So, what was Jeremy's initiative?
Cordar was obviously paying a bit too much attention to the statue and the weapon, and he's got a total of 12.
Okay, so what was Pimlico's?
That's 12 too.
Obviously, you have no need to rush away from these creatures.
Or to warn anyone else about
Do you still have the stats for Annie for the character?
Oh, not with me today, no. Be honest, I'm honest about it.
Because I don't believe I have copies of them, so I'll just make it up as we go. So, would you say we'll add 10 to
Roll
your
dice.
roll?
Yeah, just roll dice.
Yep.
20. 20.
Okay.
And I think
Sorry, Annie.
It's alright.
I don't know if it's good or bad, but sorry, Annie.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. No, you should.
Okay,
So
so
this is just planning for the entire thing. Sorry.
Except for you, sorry, you simply say.
Yes.
Right.
A blanket. Sorry.
it's not like you're going out of your way to kill the character.
No.
If the story does it, the story does it.
No, she ended up killing Jeremy's character on the character.
Oh right. Okay.
In her first game, she killed off Jeremy's character, who'd been playing it for 63 sessions.
Right.
It happens.
And we all thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was very
Please let me go first. Please let me go first.
Victor's first.
Yeah!
what-
May I roleplay for a bit?
You can. You get 3 actions, but what would you like to roleplay if your 3 actions is you see 2 vampire creatures coming towards you? Well, coming towards Pimlico, to be honest.
I will make this one a big moment for Kangasero for this time.
Mm-hmm.
You see that what Kangasero will do is he will try to force like the most of he went like till now. and he will draw all his power, his primal power,
So some of the characters.
and something start to happen with him.
That's critical role.
You can see that his eyes start glowing red
Back.
as before, and his tattoos start to moving throughout his body, way quicker than before, and like changing in all colors and shapes. Something strange is happening.
Keep going.
There you go.
You can see, you remember that scene when Gandalf like screams with Bilbo and all the shadows like grow out of him?
So when he starts using his, showing off his power,
Yep.
you're manifesting.
Something similar just happened, but then the shadows start to converge at some point,
Nice.
and then something start to seed, like a plant growing. Kakasero just looked back and said, these vampires are toast, you guys should be running. And then I will summon a plant of fungus. But this time, you don't see like a happy leshy, a happy plant like before. You see like a grotesque, hulky form made of fungus and mushrooms and something dark.
While I'm looking at the, we can go. What?
The thing I bring out is clearly like hulky, mean, and aggressive.
And you get this, smell of rotten plants.
Yeah, is this being summoned in front of me or between?
Yep, in front of every. Oh well. Did you do it in front of him, Winkle, or behind him?
I put this thing between us. And before, when I was summoning, I just looked back at you guys and said you should be running, alright? And this thing is not acting like a normal Leshy that you saw before, that Kangasero bring on. These things look angry, like confused and mean, alright? And
the plant version of Wolverine.
For now, but I am about to do something.
That's reactions to do that?
Yeah. And what I did right now, I just said you should be running, and I bring in a corrupted Lashe into place. This is not like a happy like.
your turn?
Yep, he can act on my turn, but I will not act. I will not command it to act.
Okay.
It will just be between the creatures and we. The thing I bring in is blue lashing. It's a virulent lash. It's a polluted lash. It's not like a happy nature spirit. It's like a mean thing.
Okay, then we have our barbarian friend come in. If you'd like to, you can actually say you wait and see what happens because.
I will wait and see what happens.
That's okay. I'm looking at two vampire things, then I see this ugly plant in front of me. I'm worried that I'm about to die again.
Okay, then the two vampire things go first. Go next.
They attack me?
Okay.
Because something.
Well, I believe he cast the plant creature between you and the creature.
Away.
I feel a bit better now.
And both of them seem to be looking directly at the druid.
Oh.
Okay, they can hit me. They can try. Just don't get my planet down yet, please. I need one more turn to do something cool.
Okay, so. You see, both of them are also wielding the long-bladed ranciers. And the first one runs up to the plant creature and attacks it.
Alright. How much he attacks for?
Oh, not good.
He hits armor class 26.
Dang, that's a hit.
Okay. Just making sure I get the rules right when I do it because I don't use these creatures all the time. And my hidden dice. But I always seem to roll high.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So that is a 12 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
You still up?
And it swings a second time.
Still up.
And hits
Please
armor
don't kill
class 17.
17's a miss.
Okay.
Well, it also wasn't a 20.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't do it every second time nowadays, but people can make me roll with disadvantage, which means I take the lower of the two rolls. And there are times I've done that where I've rolled 20 on both rolls.
Yeah, I've done it.
More than once in the same session.
Yeah, use against my characters too.
The other one then moves up to the Leshy and attacks with
To me,
its...
don't the lash.
the Leshy's between it and
Put the
them.
Leshy in the way.
So he gets a 25.
It's a hit.
And it does
It's better.
8 points of damage. And then it hits an armor class 16. Or did it go down?
The thing is that I should fail. Can I not like dispatch him already? You just like fell? Not like on someone?
What happened when they normally run at a hit point?
They disappear.
They disappear now, so he's probably
Is this one anything special for that kind of effect?
Unfortunately, you summoned it in as a buffer. And as that buffer, Pinwinkle's still standing.
That's right, it worked. It was very effective, well done.
It's not what I meant to.
So you attack me on the second attack?
No, because I basically
Yeah.
it would then because of the buffer, I made it so it wasn't adjacent to you.
Okay, cool. That's
Otherwise, you probably would have been taken down.
Yeah. Oh, okay, pretty close. But yeah. Okay.
And then Jeremy gets to go hearing the commotion and turning around as he's got this rancher part way out. You think if you spend the rest of the round, you can get it out?
No, that's right, you can wait. You're happy to just let it go.
Oh.
And
Everyone hears the grinding sound as it slides back into place.
and the
Like claws on the chalkboard.
use an action to draw his sword and get his shield, and then move forward and see if you can attack one.
Okay, you move past Pinwinkle into the room. So yes, that's 2 actions, 1 to draw your weapons and 1 to move through. You can attack one.
15 AC.
No.
Where am I?
You don't have a reach weapon, do you?
Not at the moment. It's like I say, I drew the sword, move forward type stuff. So.
You would recognise that both of them have reach weapons. To
Yep.
attack one of them, you're provoking both of them. You still want to move into melee with them? It's something your character would be aware of, so it's not going to surprise you with it.
He's happy then to effectively, move forward, basically taking the position of the Leshy,
Yep.
and raise his shield.
Okay. Then Pinwinkle. You've just seen a vicious-looking plank get ripped to pieces in front of you.
Thanks.
And then
Thanks,
Quarter
sir.
moved in front with his shield.
Okay. This is why I don't open doors. Okay. I swap my daggers over for my crossbow, just one action.
You get crossbow out. So one action to load the crossbow.
And I go for the lashy and shoot at one.
Okay. Let's hope you don't roll a critical miss.
Not as bad. 13?
Miss, not a critical miss.
No, that was a 4, so I said it's not as bad. I've got to get rid of that dice.
Because when I have people that are friendly between them and the target and they're running a ranged weapon, they generally hit their friendly target.
Yeah, so if I rolled a 1, yeah. So, okay, I go. And let's see, what's my 3 goes? So,
Okay, so now that you've seen what the others have done in their round, your character has a big axe, I believe.
a battle axe. Or a two-handed axe, great axe.
And you're great at using the spell hit things with the axe.
And that's your
Things with the axe.
And I think it's, I'm trying to think, I've
Yeah,
got him.
it's true magic.
Yeah. So you're currently, you got the, so you think about it this way, this, in it, Jeremy's character's gone to a room, like an entrance room, so he's got it covered.
Yep.
Has Grey Axe got reach? No. So you wouldn't get past Jeremy right now, would he? No. Because it'd be blocked off either way, wouldn't it?
You can get past Jeremy, but then it leaves you out front with these two creatures that just rip the creature apart.
Well, you could wait till Megan. Oh, she's a barbarian, so she's the same height as Jeremy. I'm trying to think if she could reach out the top or something like that, but no.
Needs a reach weapon to do so.
Yeah, I know, that's a problem. So.
And so far you've left one reach weapon in a wall and left one in the statue.
Yeah. That's true. Well, I know Jeremy's got a reach weapon on him, but yeah. That's okay.
I like pointing those things out to them.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm trying to think what I did have for her character sheet. I might still do it. But. Yeah, you can just sit behind Jeremy and just wait to see how kind of thing what happens, kind of thing, if you want. So, but yeah, we don't really rush in and get because then you'll take all the attacks. You'll take 2 opportunity attacks. So it's probably best just to sit behind Jeremy for a round and then after that work out.
Could do that.
Yeah.
I will sit here behind Jeremy.
Yeah.
And not use my axe.
Have it ready to go.
Okay, Kangasero, now you can sit, do what you're planning on doing. Unfortunately, you can't use the lashy.
Yeah, this time I will try to push myself to the limits, and we'll try again.
The vampires absolutely rip your creature apart.
Okay, this time I will commit better. I will use my highest spell slot, and I will bring in this time a Hogweed Lashy. That's also a polluted Lashy, so it's angry and mean too. But this time he's very, very big and bulky. He kind of feel like the whole tunnel. He's very, very big this time. And I order it to do a Tangle Bloom. Tangle Bloom, it causes it to sprout like seeds of themselves and then plus grow on him. And plus try to choke and restrain one target. Let me see what happens. The Lashy square and our G7 square becomes a difficult terrain.
Which book is that creature from?
The Lashy can move unabated. Alright?
Which book is that creature from?
This is from Blooming Catastrophe. Oh shit. This is not from a book, this is from an adventure, actually. Can I send you the stats?
I would prefer if they stuck to the core books at this stage. So we've got 3 mysteries out, so it should be in one of those ones. This is a Leashy?
That's a Leashy, that's a Hogweed Leashy. I send over Skype. I also send you over Facebook. So it's easy to use. This doesn't any damage. It's just like it makes everything difficult terrain, but not the Lashy itself.
Yeah, it used to be easier if you use creatures I could look up. That was the preference with most of things, is not trying to bring in creatures that I don't have access to into the game. Yeah. So, are we talking about, because we have a Cactus Lashy and a Seaweed Lashy from Bestiary 3. What level creature is it?
It's creature level 1.
Okay, see if there's a level 1 in here.
It's because it's from the polluted Lashy family. That's the one that if it dies, it bursts. It bursts to poison energy and stuff.
Well, the level 1 that you have from Bestiary 2 is the Sunflower Lashy. So the just checking if there's one in the base book.
Yeah, this is something like the one that is in the base book.
Is that
just creature level 1 instead of -1.
So there is the Gourd Lashy is a level 1 from the base book.
Yeah, it looks like the what's this? Yellow Mustra. Let me see if the Yellow Mustra is also a polluted Lashy. No, it's not. Flash is from the same adventure. Alright, can I use this one just for once and then I will just use the base ones?
Sure, though it is frustrating for me from that perspective of running the game.
I'm sorry, I will just use base book once after. It's just because I was planning on use a polluted Lelashi one time and I cannot find a quick one from the base books. Not at this level.
There are only two at first level. One's a sunflower and one is the
The gold
Lord.
Lashi. I used that before, I know.
Okay.
Alright.
Hey, they're really still okay then?
Yeah, he's still there. Okay, so because one of the big things about summon creatures is they can only use they can't use anything that takes 3 rounds to activate.
No.
They get 2 actions around. Yeah. While players get 3 actions. And most summoning
That's
is
a
a 3 action
2-round
thing.
action, so that's the whole turn. I
Okay.
just say that to everybody again, you should be running.
Where did you actually summon this Leshy?
In front of us, like behind the creatures.
So behind the creatures, so they don't have to
Yep.
deal with the creatures, they can just continue forward away from them?
Yeah, they can, but they are all in difficult terrain, right?
No.
They will move slowly.
How big an
At least.
area does it
Well,
affect?
They're
That was
only
partly why I
5
wanted
feet
to look
from
it up.
Quarter, and then 10
Yeah,
feet
but
from...
that is in its area too. It's a 5 feet burst
If it's
difficult terrain, so. So it's the Lashy square and the creature squares, not you.
Okay, basically you put them directly behind the Leshy, so
And
therefore... we're
what
not
is
touching.
it? And what is the action type? What is the traits of the action? Because that was part of what I was looking up. Because you might have provoked an attack of opportunity, or it was not within range of the creatures you're fighting.
Yeah.
Its 2 actions not having any trait. I sent you to over Facebook if you want. There's the whole thing there.
So is it like the spore cloud and stuff?
It's like, yeah, it sounds like it's like
It
that.
just says...
Problem is,
The
I
Leshy
can't.
causes a burst of choking plants to sprout around themselves. The Leshy square and all adjacent squares become difficult terrain. Leshies can move through this terrain without impediment. The sprouts wither away after an hour.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Seemingly it's just... Yeah. It's sort of a bit like the Entangle spell, but much less effect. And it's basically, yeah, difficult terrain for 9 squares.
It's a lot of different books, so you make it difficult to...
And
Yeah,
then you summoned it
They're
adjacent
trying
to
to-
the creatures.
yeah, they are trying to restrain the creatures away from us.
So tap up to you, isn't it?
Okay, so at which point it is then the creatures go. They ignore the Leshy and well, technically if it's right beside him, they'll probably just turn around and attack it.
No, I think that...
Alright.
Either
Don't take this down this time, please.
one. You put him up there as cannon fodder. There.
Well, if they're adjacent to the creatures, the
if
creatures
you
switch
kill
from
them this
their
time.
pole arm to bites, which is actually the more devastating attack.
That kind of gets it with me.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Okay, bye-bye, plant.
So that was a do I actually have a
That's a crit, of course.
yep, a 30 upgraded.
Okay, we are all fucked now.
30 upgraded is
These still
a
backfire
card
so
carrying
hard.
critical.
It is a
Yeah,
card
well,
carrying
actually,
critical.
Backfire so hard. Alright.
Because we basically have a critical hit cards, but because critical hits are so easy to get in comparison to what they used to be, we've made it that you have to actually roll a 20 or a 1 to pull out the critical hit card.
Right.
And then they add to the actual
So you
effect.
make, it's like a super duper.
Right.
Yeah.
So normally you do double damage, and then these cards provide other effects on top of that.
Makes it more deadly if you get a roll of 20.
Okay, so.
It's a bite, so it'd be piercing.
Okay, so.
And once again, Victor, as far as I'm concerned, it's done brilliantly because, hey, that 20 didn't hit quarter.
Or Pinwinkle.
Okay.
Or the barbarian.
It's too hard to bring something
So-
in and keep for one turn, god dang it.
21 piercing damage.
That's like one hit KO, but that's something very backfiring. That's something that will backfire on us right now, because this polluted lash is a very dangerous one, and its death is quite violent. Do you guys remember the other one that breaks up and tiny plants like grow outwards of him? This time will be a burst of toxic energy.
So everyone in the party gets to make a fortitude save.
Everyone.
Yep, everyone will needs DC 17 fortitude save or takes like 2d6 poison damage. It's nasty. But at least the creature will need to roll through, but we are all affected because it's a target burst.
Both creatures make their save.
Oh shit, I think I failed. Kagasero just failed this check. So I take the full two damage, two dice of damage.
I was 25. Oh.
And so it's 7 damage to Kangasero from his own creature. You also got to roll for the... Oh no, the other planet doesn't have to roll.
The,
3 plus, I think... What would
you have to make 3 or 4 damage for those that save.
No damage if you make the save.
Okay, so a 3 on the dice for...
Is it a basic save?
Oh, it's a basic save, so it's half.
Oh, half.
Yeah. You got to get a critical to get no damage.
3.
Yeah.
3. So,
Next I would have...
would basically you take 7 damage for your character.
I'll write down
So it would be 3 damage for...
You can save.
If you save, yeah.
Yep, I got 3 damage.
And Jeremy, you made the save?
I made the save.
People will make the save?
Yeah, you may save, yeah. 25.
Yep. And what about Ballard?
Don't know, but...
Well, roll a d24.
I got 9. I don't think you'll have more than...
So he takes full damage.
Yeah.
He's not going to have a plus 10 for fortitude.
What's next is hit points so I can record it.
Next is hit points is down.
How about the creatures? Did we
22.
the same time?
Yeah.
Though I think that's missing a level.
Yeah, wouldn't the creatures take...
It doesn't because it's a plant creature. Plant creatures don't take damage.
No,
They are plant
creatures.
They did take some damage, but they had both succeeded, so they take a little bit.
25. So I think she's
Alright.
about 35-ish. I'm going to go say on that because she has more hit points than I do.
Okay, so that was Bite took one of them down, and then it tries to bite the other one. That was his first action. So that's a 14 to hit the second one.
The second reach?
The second plant. Oh no, that's right. There's only one plant. You only have one plant. Okay. Yeah. So 15 to hit Cordar.
Is a miss.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay. And the other one tries to attack you over the shield with hits Ranshaw. And it manages to lose control of it, and it goes flying over the top of you.
I'll tell you what, you may just like the first one found, especially if you get stuck in the wall again.
Very much so. Yet these guys are strong.
Yeah. They haven't learned yet that the corner's got plot armor against round
So
two.
fly past Cordar. I hear it go past my ear. And go ding 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 ding.
Wasn't...
Probably don't go anywhere near your ear.
Wasn't his name standing behind the dude with the shield?
That was Pinwink was standing behind it.
I thought I was... Oh, whatever.
That's right.
And you were standing, you were going to move up there as well.
Yep.
So Nexar was near as well. So
What a missed you too. So
Anyway, he goes between people rather comically and...
we go. Oh. Oh, that was. Oh.
and you see it basically embed into stone up to the whole blade just goes straight into the stone.
Wow. Well, that was.
Cordar uses his regular disarming technique.
Just let it fly past him. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that was the two creatures go. Then it is what would Cordar like to do? Now you've managed to disarm one.
Yep. And the others actually come forward to bite me, didn't it?
No, it bit the plant creature. And it tried to
Oh.
swing at you with its blade, but it didn't
It
manage
did
to
swing
hit
with the blade? Okay, cool. I will use a step to move forward
you. Yep.
and take a swing at the one that still got the lance to it.
Okay.
9... AC 20.
AC
21.
21 is a hit. Because if you beat their target by 10, you're critically hit.
Right.
If you miss their target by 10, you critically miss.
That's when the dagger goes flying.
10 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay.
It takes a while to get used to how it all interacts.
I've run it for so long, it's all in my head.
Yeah.
And so that's
Wow.
Cordar moved up.
Oh, and yeah, so that's total. And the
One
Right,
third
so-
action will be to keep the shield raised.
Yeah. Because every time he raises his shield, he's got he gives himself a reaction, and then he can block damage with that shield. But when he starts his turn, the shield drops.
Mhm.
So to get the bonus of the shield, he has to raise it as one of his actions.
Yep.
It's just not everyone understands it, so I explain it.
Okay. Yep.
And so that means Pinwinkle is up.
Um,
Cordar's now closed into bitey distance with these two vampiric.
I hit the one that tried to.
The one that lost the pole arm?
No, I got the other one.
Okay, so the one
It's got damage.
Cordar's going for.
Yeah, yeah. Get one down, that means there's one left. So.
Mhm.
There's one action that
One
you
action to load.
And natural 20,
Natural 20.
which is 30 upgraded.
30 upgraded, you actually get a card critical.
Woohoo! It's a piercing, so it's a bolt. So.
In this, it's possible to behead someone with these cards.
Oh,
I don't think I'd be ahead with a piercing thing, but we'll see how it goes. Things like you lose arms, things like that. So.
Okay, so
Piercing non-magical.
piercing, you spinal tap, you get it in the spine. You do your normal double damage,
Yep.
but you've sickened the creature.
Okay, I can do that. Okay. Is it not flat-footed, is it? No, so it wouldn't get... No, it's not flat because... Yeah. Ooh. I did max damage of 12.
Max damage of 12.
That's only on crossbow.
Did you double it?
No, that's doubled, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any additional damage for them. It's only a hand crossbow, so... They think I can get a
So that's 2 actions.
2 actions and second, and I'll reload as the 3rd action. So,
Okay, so you're ready for the next round.
yeah. But I've got some decent damage, and it's second too. Maybe that means it'll bite itself and kill itself. You can always wish.
So what sicken means, it has a status penalty equal to the sicken value to all its checks and DCs.
So just less to hit and and less armor class and everything like that. So
It doesn't affect their armor class, just the DCs.
attack. Yeah. Okay.
So any penalty they're
It's
trying to
checks and
impose on someone
DC,
else,
so it affects attack rolls, but not damage, not
Yeah.
AC, things like that.
Yep.
and not saving throws.
Yep. That sounds good.
Okay. So I'll roll my other dice. That'll do. It's got a sicken 3.
Yep.
So it's not as good at doing stuff right now.
That's right.
And
It's
then-
3 is pretty effective.
And then now there's room for you to move up as the barbarian with the big axe.
Yep.
Only one of them will be able to attack you as you move in.
Use my big axe.
So, but hey, with only one being able to attack you, I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah. You roll attack for that one.
And so he hits armor class 18, which I believe does hit Nexa.
Next. Yeah, I think it'll hit next. Yeah.
So Nexa takes an additional 12 points of damage.
Yep.
But you're close into the creature.
But I haven't even done
No, that's the
anything.
thing. So when you walk in, they get attacked. So
Oh, right, okay.
So his reaction was that someone had moved very fast to him, and he got to attack.
Right, okay.
Is that what it's saying? You're used to it after a while. So,
Right.
so now you get what'd you get? 3. I think she'd be a plus 10 or something.
About plus 10 as well.
The 13's for
Sorry,
damage.
Annie.
13. So you miss on that one, but you get one more action. You can try again. You just only get to add 5 to this roll instead of 10.
These dice suck. 11.
That's 16.
16. 16 also misses.
Sorry, Annie.
That's alright. I'll explain to it later. It's okay.
That's okay. You at least got up and you went and swung the axe twice.
When you do hit, you do about 20 points of damage usually, so you really hit her hard. But you've got to hit first. So.
Then Kangasero, do we hear a third summoning coming along?
Don't do it, Kangasero, don't do it.
I think you're on mute, Victor.
Oh, sorry guys.
That's okay.
I don't have any useful summon anymore. I just have like tiny creatures, nothing that can do anything. So what I will do is you can see Kangasero like suck all the poison cloud in the room on himself, and then he's starting to shapeshift for the first time.
Into a plant?
No, I can't do that to a plant yet.
Into a bat.
A vampire.
The thing is, instead of I will shift to a bear, so I am doing the animal form spell, right? But what I will do instead is instead of a bear, I become like a hulky creature, but he kind of have his flesh like dropping out of his bones. You can see some part of his bones and his flesh like he's like dripping all over the place.
So you look like a zombie creature.
A zombie bear. Okay, zombie bear. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it's kind of zombie creature like bear. I will send a picture
with red glowing eyes and fangs.
Yep, I kind of have like 4 eyes instead of 2, and
I believe you misdescribed that there, Mark. It's not a zombie bear, it's a vampire bear.
Sorry.
It's
Oh no, it could be a zombie
it's not
vampire
a
bear.
bear.
It could be either one. So.
Can you guys see the picture? I'll send it over.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Hard to do that on Skype, Victor, because I don't bring the Skype windows up very much.
No problem. I'll send you over Facebook too.
That's right.
Yeah, I also don't try not to open Facebook during the game as
It's all
well.
good. We see it now, Victor. So good.
It's all good. What are you doing now? Do you do anything after you say
Okay, I will shift into this bizarre creature. You can see the tattoos from like from his flesh, and he will try to bite one of those nasty things. I will do a jaw attack.
You might not have access to get there.
Okay, so you have to rush past. You can rush into the room and go around them, but you will provoke attacks of opportunity if you do so.
Okay, they are far from me, right?
You were the furthest person from them.
Yep. You're behind Pingwinkle.
But they are there already. I will fully like rush past them. I will try to flank them between Dan and Kolar.
Okay, the one with the one of them does get an attack of opportunity on you. He's not the one with the pole arm. He's the other one.
All right. Okay.
And he tries to bite you.
Okay.
Doesn't count.
Would he hit, but doesn't count. Oh well. Okay, so it was a 27. Is that a critical
27
hit?
is a hit.
Is it a critical hit?
It's not a critical hit, man. My AC right now is 20.
Okay.
Okay. And he does 9 points of damage with a bite, and you have to make a where is it?
Fortune or something?
It is a will save.
So with the
Oh, your save is fine. Let me see. 24.
24? Okay, so you are second one.
Man, he still hit. Fuck.
Oh, in most afflictions people can inflict on you, you have to critically succeed to have no effect.
Yeah.
All right.
So you were sickened, which means you get -1 to your checks and DCs. That's
All right.
including your spells.
All right. No problem.
And it's
That's
the other,
my
and it's the
turn.
other guy the guy with the ranch who has the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you finish your move to get behind him.
Yep.
And
That's my whole turn.
That's your whole turn. Okay. Then it is its go. Okay. So the one of the polearm tries to bite Jeremy instead
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
because you're close into melee.
Yep.
And it hits armor class 26.
26 will hit.
And it does 7 points of damage, and you also have to make a will save.
18 plus 7, 25.
25. Okay, you actually critically succeed. This is the guy who has the sicking condition. So it reduces his DC by 3.
Okay, that's good.
How much damage did you say the bite did? Was it 6?
It was 7.
7, sorry, yep. And so critical success, no damage then from the bite? Or from the effect?
No, you critically succeeded.
Okay.
So you're unaffected by its bite. And amusingly, I think I should have actually reduced his attack by 3, so that made it a 23. Would a 23 still have hit you?
Yes, yep.
Okay. So he tries to attack you again. I forgot he was sickened. Affects his attack as well. Okay, so on this time he gets a 7 to hit you.
That would be a critical miss.
Okay, you get a attack of opportunity against him. He has provoked you.
15, AC 27.
That is almost a critical hit. 1 off.
Close.
6, another 10 points of damage from a magical broadsword, bastard sword.
Okay, he explodes in blood and guts.
Woo!
Ew. Good on me.
That blows up. Yeah, hits everyone with the blood and guts because everyone's closing in around him except for Balath, who's standing at the side and just
Oh, man. Oh,
Balath. He's walking back towards the Rancier to start pulling it out.
is he? Yeah. Of course he would do that.
Pinwinkle might have cover from the from Corda and Nexa.
Okay, so the unhit one turns on Kangasero, who's right next to him, and tries to bite him.
All right.
He gets armor class 25,
25 is a hit.
dealing 7 points of damage, and you also have to make another will save.
Alright, this time.
So apparently Sicken does affect your saving throws as well, because it's all your checks.
Yep, okay. I will have to give a -1 on the total. So we'll say 5. Yeah, I got a total 24 again.
You got a total of
Okay,
24.
-1.
You are now sickened 2.
Okay.
It tries to bite you a second time. Okay, it gets armor class 10.
That is a critical follow.
Okay, it has. You don't have any reactions, do you? Jeremy, do you have any reactions?
No,
left?
I don't. Even more, I don't because I am in animal form.
I don't think
so
the
don't
Barbarian
get
has
any of
either.
my
No, it's
reactions.
only a fighter.
Corda's already used his attack of opportunity.
So the face plants into the floor?
Okay, so I'll say he falls over and he spends his last action getting up. So he wastes an action.
Sounds good to me.
Well, he could have also picked up the Rancier, which would have made him deadlier, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so... that brings us to Cordar. You've managed to take one of them out with a reaction.
Yep.
Is it me before Kodar? I don't remember. No.
You are, and you moved behind him, so you basically had them attack you.
You're right. Wait, you're right. Sorry.
Okay, well, Cordar will swing at the one that apparently just fell down his feet
Yep.
and chop his head off.
So it did get back up again as an action.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Where am I? 24 AC.
24 is a hit.
Yeah. Another 10 points.
Keep on,
2d4 and I managed to get 6 3 times in a row.
Oh, well.
That's not too bad. That's your first attack. Would you like to make a second attack?
Yeah, might as well. 9 and 7 is 16 AC.
16 is a miss.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you're not going to do a third attack. You're going to raise your shield?
Third attack will be to keep the shield raised.
Okay.
Okay, let's find it.
Then Pinwinkle.
I've already got a bot.
It's already loaded.
And I go, haha!
Will you get lucky and get another critical?
What was it? 25 still okay.
25's the hit.
That's 3 points of piercing damage.
3 points of piercing damage. Yep.
And then I'll
And you can fire.
and fire again. And because it's not agile, is it? No, it's not agile. No. That's 9 total.
9. Okay, so considering the people you have between you and it, you don't hit any of them.
That's good. I was worried about that because I was looking.
He was 1 point off critically hitting whatever.
I knew that low it was and going. Yeah. Again, it's okay. The dice have been good otherwise. So
I do like to make him worry.
yeah, he does all the time.
Okay, so then next there is this one creature left.
You can go swing your axe at it. So,
Black guy. The other one was shit. A 19?
1929.
That would be a critical hit, so you get to roll
I think you're a D12 for a battle great axe, isn't it?
2d12.
2D12, yeah.
Yeah, because it's magical.
12.
24.
Then you roll again, so you get two times of it, and then we multiply it by 2.
12 and 11.
So that is
23 plus your strength bonus of 4 is 7.
and so
Double to
you
54.
yeah you hit 54,
You just slice its head off.
and then it just blows into blood and guts over everyone around you.
Yay, Annie! Woo!
And you hear woohoo in the background from Pinwinkle. Woohoo!
Can I just eat the rest?
And everyone can hear the scraping sound once the blood stops dropping of Baleth pulling out the answer out of the
Oh,
statue.
good to see you join us then. Yeah.
No, he's still pulling it out of the statue.
Okay. I will make sure there's nothing else around here right now, just to make sure it's safe.
Well, there's lots of skeletons.
But I think we say, when might get that bone, sir? And I said, hey, Corday, are you okay? You're not too injured? No, he's okay. So,
I haven't recorded all the injuries up there.
that's right.
Who is the one that's almost dead?
Well, that would be
I
Annie
got
using
five.
the.
Oh, he died. Yeah, she's got more. She's got more. She didn't add a whole level onto that, Jeremy.
I believe that's level 2 hit points.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay, right.
I thought she had about 35-ish. She had a bit more than that because I had 36 as my hit points, so I'd say she's about the 40-ish. So I think she's got.
I would think she'd be around 40, but
Yeah, so she's taken
Well,
about approximately 20 points of damage. I would
20. What's it? She's up there is 22. That's potentially what she would start with at first level, so it might even be first level hit points.
I'll do a bit of research. I'm back in a second.
Just look up Barbarian.
Please hold.
So I got it all emailed home. The whole character sheet. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so
because,
yes. And then you start looking around the rest of. It does look to be a prison.
Okay. Did it look like these guys were guards or escaped prisoners or just random interlopers?
They look like they might have been some sort of guards.
Okay, does that mean having a look around the prison? Are they guarding anyone at the moment?
No, doesn't look like anything's been guarded for quite a few months.
Right.
But some of the bones in here look like they have been here recently. They all show the signs of teeth marks, not age, has turned them into skeletons.
In fact, that's what we came to. That's what we came to Sandpoint before, wasn't it? The fact there've been disappearances and people going missing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well. How many exits are we looking at the moment that we could be based upon the room that we haven't fit, like the room with the statue that we hadn't necessarily completely explored yet?
Okay,
and
so
this prison.
so there are so from the door you came through, there was a
Yep.
passageway off to the right which you hadn't gone down because it was longer than the room.
Yep.
Then you went into the room with the statue, if you've just taken the rancher out, and there is a long passageway behind it, parallel to the other passageway you hadn't gone down. But these ones had stairs that descended.
Yep.
Then there was the room you've just come in with. So the reason you can see all the cells is the wooden platform is raised above the floor.
Right.
And the stairs going down as well as a walkway above the cells that heading to another area.
In your description of the statue room, I think you also said that it had been broken into.
Yes, it had. So, see if I can get without too much light on it. Mm-hmm. So you can sort of see.
So does it look like the unmade passage? Did you actually get into the prison as well?
Not that you can.
Like close in the picture. I couldn't tell for sure.
Not that you can see from where you are.
Okay.
But when you go down and explore the prison, there is a hole into the passage above.
Right.
So basically,
before
you think they drop bodies into here from, or captives from the passageway above it.
Right.
Before we keep going, can I try to like spend some time to like hack over my breath? This is kind of sort of like just shape shifted.
We're probably going to be at least doing a bit of exploring or searching around these two rooms for at least 5 to 10 minutes, I would think. So.
I think so, because...
Okay, for a while,
10 minutes will get him on focus.
I will try to have focus and be still for a while.
So yes, you turn back from your undead looking creature?
Yeah, undead looking creature, not undead. Okay.
Not much different from their perspective at this stage.
I put my dagger back and go, oh, sorry, it's only you came this year. Okay.
I need to catch my breath, guys. I'm sorry. I'm pretty beat up.
Because hygiene, it's important.
Next would do that.
Yes, Nex has been pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, I'd clean the axe.
She usually wipes on other people, but yeah.
Is Pinwick volunteering?
No. Pinwick will go, okay, now I can check around. So.
And you are covered in gore as well.
I asked Squirt, do you have any spare cloth at the moment, Squirt?
Squirt's not with you.
Oh,
but you turn around and ask Squirt, and you're currently looking at Pinwick, King Gacero.
That's Squirt.
You left Squirt elsewhere.
Fell down into the bed of mushrooms.
Oh, I didn't know. I can't remember.
You didn't even bring Squirt to Sandpoint.
Oh. That's not a good thing. Isn't it? And I have to keep him Squirt next to me, don't I? At all times? Why don't I bring Squirt? Who decided not to bring Squirt to Sandpoint?
You said that he would be aiding the cleaning and stuff. I remember that.
But that was 2 sessions ago, not 1 session ago. Yeah,
but that session you weren't here.
Oh, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good.
Yeah, his servant is basically tortured if it's ever more than a mile from him, and the further away he is, the more he's tortured.
Okay.
We're over 300 k's away.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that one. Just put it out there.
Yeah, I was leaving that for when you got back to the city.
Sorry, Mark.
That's okay. I'll just remember next time you want help. Okay.
Don't worry. You're probably just giving Squirt something like 3 to 4 days of unrelenting, painful torture.
That's right. He's used to that. You're hanging around me. So I'll search the room, going, shit. I've got Squirt. I just want to look around the cells. Not in the open cells yet, just around the cells. See if I can see anything that might be lying around, like a set of keys or something like that.
There's lots of bones. Very, very well gnawed bones.
Anything look recent?
Yep.
Oh, so recent bones have been gnawed here.
One's even a little slimy still.
I'm looking for... Okay. Anything except for bones around? Do I see any sets of keys or anything like that?
No keys.
And each of the cells, like 20 cells, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Each has got a body sort of strung up in it.
Are these... Can I just try cell 1?
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do?
Is it locked?
Yes, it's locked.
Probably rusted shut.
No rust whatsoever.
No rust? Oh, okay, so it looks good quality, okay. So has this got the you were doing like in the the storage room, you talked about everything being effectively decayed down to dust, or would, as soon as you touch it, that sort of effect hasn't applied here?
Hasn't been applied here, no.
Right, okay. Are the cells ones that you can look into from outside, or are they got doors that you can't see without opening?
You can look at them from the outside. You could probably even reach the back of them from the outside if you tried.
Oh, that's small.
Yeah. They're all little 5-foot cells.
Oh.
But of course, the with your little halfling arms, you can quite reach the back.
Can I try
But those creatures could quite easily reach the back.
Yeah, that would
Maybe Maria can reach then, pick something and come back, because Maria have arms actually.
Okay, you're looking into these cells with big bars.
Oh, right.
Are you seeing anything to reach for?
okay, I'll just go through. Can I see anything that's worthwhile on each? I'll go the first one.
Lots of bones in every cell.
Okay.
Enough to make a person or two.
Okay. Can I try to open one cell?
Sure. You could always try.
I'll use my thieves' tools.
You pull out your thieves' tools.
Well, different dice this time, so that's okay. That's alright. That's 23.
23. You're trying, it's not unlocking. You didn't critically fail, but you did succeed.
That's pretty good, actually. It was halfway, so I'm not. I'm gonna give it another go.
Okay.
It's a little bit better. That's 26.
26. He's trying a little bit harder, and no.
These are all jam locked. Can we just do an investigation check of all the cells? Can I see anything that looks valuable in any of the cells?
Okay, so you spend about an hour looking.
Unless the people got other stuff to do.
Well, you don't get an hour to do it, but while he's doing the initial wander through, Cordar's going to have a quick word to Balath and suggest that, unless you want to carry that big weapon around, it's probably worth leaving it here. We can come back for it along with the others that have already collected.
Well, the other ones are still stuck in the wall.
Yeah, that's good. So they're not going anywhere either.
Well, he hands it to you. It's quite light.
So certainly if it is convenient and easy to carry, then Cordar will hang on to it.
This is heavy as a normal ransom.
Yeah. And as I say, being a reach weapon, it's a bit bulky type stuff, so he suggests that, hey, he could probably wait here and we'll collect it on our way back out again.
So how many ransels have we seen so far?
You've seen...
At least 4 in the we've had 3 creatures so far, we've had 4 answers.
And I'll just say the normal ones, okay? So I don't know anything else, definitely. So, and
well, 3 of them look like they were mold cast. So basically, one piece of metal for the entire thing.
Yep.
And then one of them looks like it was mastercrafted, which is the one that Balath decided to pull out of the statue.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, if Balath is happy that we should leave it here for the time being, Cordar will aim to, hey, let's just leave it in the statue and we'll come back for it later.
That sounds good.
Okay. And then everyone hears the nails on the chalkboard as you put it back in their hand.
And that sign on the sound of those nails on the chalkboard is about the end of Pinwinkle's opportunity to explore. Although, actually no, sorry, Cordar will also double check that the passage that's been opened up into this room from the natural passage.
Yep.
Looking back down, confirm that does lead back to where we came. So technically, if that door closed, you tried to wedge open, we've got a way out. Is that right?
It does. Yes, you do have a way out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just looking through cells, and I'll leave it up to the DM to randomly pick which ones I go through before I get pulled away.
Okay, you get probably about well, you have a quick glance at all of them, and then nothing shiny that you can see.
No shinies.
Except for shiny bones.
No shiny items.
And then noting that Pinwinkle's been down there doing that, I guess we will aim for taking the east passage off the prison rather than the previous 2 that we'd come across.
Okay, so you
Yeah. If we don't have any more than 10 minutes, I will just have focus and try to battle medicine myself. Try to get a bit of life.
You could do that if you want. Yeah. I'll be about 10 minutes doing the search before I get pulled away. So.
Yes, but he can't do normal medicine and focus at the same time
Makes sense.
Yeah,
because that's
Well,
because we spend only 10 minutes here.
And how long does focus take?
10 minutes.
10 minutes too. Okay, I passed the test, but not critical. Succeed. It's 2d8. I don't have any d8s with me. You guys have to roll. Sorry.
A 1
I purchased my set.
and a 4. So you
I
get 5 hit
purchased
points
my
back.
set of dices, but it's not it not arrived yet.
So you get 5 hit points back.
Okay. So 26 plus 5. Then I have 31 now.
Okay. So you all cross the rickety platform over the cells below, which is actually quite sturdy, even though it looks rickety.
So is the east passage effectively above the level of the cells, or is it level with the cells?
It is above the level of the cells. You can look down at the
Okay.
cells. So a quick map look at it. You have stairs that go down.
Oh, okay, yeah, but we don't need to go down the stairs. As we come out, we encourage people to come back up here, or we head down the side.
Statue room, you go up here and then you start heading down that way. Okay, so walking into a room with no door. This contains several ancient relics of what appear to be torture implements, which your knowledgeable person in those acts, thanks to his new family.
I kind of blush when I see him because my wives are succubi.
But for everyone else, their function seems strange and unusual.
My new wives, they're very onto the BS, you know.
BDSM.
Yeah.
That's right. They might be torture devices, or in his case, they might be recreational devices. One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. We haven't decided yet.
And you see what appears to be a star-shaped wooden frame. It's surface-studded with hooks. And in the center of the room is a large table covered with leather straps and a number of cranks that seem to be designed to rotate and swivel.
I haven't seen that before. And I've seen a lot of things recently.
And basically you see a whole bunch of it's an ancient sex dungeon.
However, there's no one. It has no occupants at the present time.
It does not, but there are 2 doors. One that continues on the other side of the room and one that's halfway in the southern wall.
Well, while Pinwinkle's taking an opportunity and reminiscing about recent memories,
Yeah, I'll have to
Gordon will
investigate.
be listening at the first door to see if you can hear anything on the other side.
I'll just investigate them in to make sure there's nothing unusual in here.
Okay.
Wow.
What'd
That's a
you get?
29.
Natural 20.
No, 19 on the dice. But
Okay, you find quite a few things to take home for your family.
I want to pick 2 things which are pocketable into a backpack.
Oh, you get more than 2 things.
No, I just want 2 things. Okay, don't want to overdo it. Don't want to look like I'm eager. So I'll just pick up 2 random things. We'll discuss that later.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go. No, nothing here at all. Nothing at all. I do kind of. I'll have to talk to people about this later. So yeah.
Okay, so Jeremy, listening at the door, you don't actually think you'll hear much through this stone door, but you try anyway.
Absolutely, I'm not expert. I'm quite happy with it. It's more the idea, if I do hear something, that's potentially a problem. But yeah, 16 on perception.
16 on perception. You do hear the door creak as you just try to get close to it. Apparently, this one is you can pretty much open it with your fingertips.
I was going to say, so if there was handles and things like that, or otherwise, if it's effectively a push door,
It's a push door.
he will give it a push when he can't hear anything on the other side except for creaking himself. And
Okay, so on the other side of the door, you see another 3 doors. I'm sure they have strange people in front with things in their mouth asking questions, but no labyrinth here.
Wait, that's you what?
3 doors.
There are 3 doors on the other side of the and in between you and the doors are a couple of chairs, a long table, and what appears to be piles of paperwork. And the 3 stone doors to the south each have a glowing 7-pointed star on them.
I hate this place. I hate doors that can't be bashed in.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
So, well, But no creatures or anything like that jumping out of us?
No creatures jumping out of you here.
I'll go up to the paperwork, see what's in the paperwork.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'll take a listen at the other door from the room we were just in, like the dungeon, and make certain nothing's about to come through that way. So.
Okay, the other one you listen to, you don't hear anything while you're spending some time there. It just appears to be nothing's been travelling through there for a while.
Okay, and he doesn't push open without any effort?
It does not. It seems to
Okay,
require...
I'm happy to leave it for the time being then.
It appears to be a pull door.
Sorry?
It appears to be a pull door.
Yeah,
and you can see it's got another one of those chains on it.
Oh, one of those pull doors. I'll bring one. They're unusual doors, those ones. We have problems with those pull doors. So.
Does it have anything to pull?
It does have things to pull on it.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, for the time being, he's happy to just take up a position at the room with the 3 doors, like in the doorway there, while Pinwinkle goes through papers.
Okay, so Pinwinkle, what languages do you know?
Well,
In fact, I'll actually go and I'll stand on the other side with the 3 doors and take one of them opens and...
yep, I know Common, Halfling, Undercommon, and Draconic.
Okay. Looking through the paperwork, they're in languages you've never seen. And they look like more than one language.
Just fire up Google Translate.
No, I don't.
The amusing thing about that is it translates it to something you understand, not what it means.
So, I go, Bella, do you know any of these?
Bellas, too busy in the other room looking at things.
He's taking more time than you did.
He's checking out every piece.
I asked Nixa, in case she might know. I don't think she knows many
Next
languages.
doesn't have any languages.
No, she's a fighter.
English, and bad English.
I know a fish.
Paperwork. Yeah.
Anything else on the table? Just paperwork?
Lots and lots of paperwork. All jumbled up.
Is it, like, how much, like, it's just that much? Can't enough to put in the backpack?
More than that. And it doesn't seem to be whole pieces either.
Oh, it's
Scrap.
Scrap.
Is it still solid? Like the paper's not crumbling in time or anything like that?
It seems to be still solid, but
Okay.
you don't think the whole pieces of the paper's there. It's not like it's being ripped off. These are fragments of things. So some of it looks like they're being ripped from books.
Can get Sarah to go get Bailath to come and look at
other
this,
things.
because Bailath is the expert at this kind of stuff. So,
Okay. Well, tells Kangasura to go away. He's busy.
Kangasura comes back. I tell Bailath he doesn't get his ass in here. I've got some sex objects I'm going to use on him if he doesn't get back right here. As a threat.
You can call him yourself. He's busy.
And that's a no. That's a no.
Balev says, just give me a time and place.
I walk out, pull one of the things out of my backpack, and slap him across the face with it, and say, "Get back in here. I need your help."
He tells you that's not what it's used for.
I know what it's used for. You know I know what it's used for. We need your help, please. Come on, help us out. Be a team player.
His crew just looks at you with its evil eyes.
Hey. This is good. This is good for you too. Don't worry. Come on.
He starts cursing you as he follows you in,
Okay, cool.
as usual.
Cordell will be starting to listen at the 3 doors just to make certain you can't hear anything on the other side and give them a push if they need to.
So you hear curse words you haven't heard for a while coming from Bella.
I'm glad my squirt's not here at the time. And the crow just looks at me eye and then go, another eye. He's got a demonic crow, by the way.
Right.
It explains a lot.
And it's offered him a wish if he can collect 100 eyes from those kids.
Right.
He's got to carry each one of those eyes, so he's getting this bigger collection of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If he ever gives up an eye, then he has to get another one.
Okay. Bella, can you work any of this stuff out on the table here?
Sure, he says.
What does it say?
I'll tell you when I'm finished.
Oh, wait.
He starts collecting up paperwork.
So does Cordell hear anything on the other side of the doors?
No, you don't hear anything on the other side of the door. It probably sounds nicer than what's here at the moment.
Yeah. Did he
Sounds
push
very
open
peaceful.
easily like the first door did?
It's locked.
Okay. Cordell will turn around and see that Pinwinkle's standing around watching Bella shuffle papers now.
Oh, Ballard's collecting papers, he's not shuffling them.
Okay, that's all right then. And so
So anything yet, brother?
this door appears to be locked, Pinwinkle. Do you want to
He
go
says
for it?
it's worth taking. I'm not going to spend hours going through paperwork just here in a dungeon with poor lighting, with no translating, and he starts rambling at you about.
Oh, look, I just go, forget about it. I just walk to the door on the left, and I'll see if my thing or symbol comes out. Does it change at all? Any door?
Still on the right.
Door open?
The door opens, splits down the middle.
The door opens. Oh. So I touch the door, the door opens. Okay.
And you see what it is.
Meanwhile, Cordark moved on to the next door at that point, so if there's someone behind the door, then it's up to Pinwinkle right now.
So you see what appears to be a badly deformed humanoid with 3 arms and an enormous misshapen skull.
Kodak!
Is he dead or
I'm
alive?
going to say something else then.
Well, I'd say most skeletons are dead. Even the undead are dead.
This is why you open doors, Kodak.
I didn't tell you to open it, I took you to unlock it.
I was waiting for somebody else to give me some hints, but no. Anyway.
Okay, so Cordo moves on to the next door and it's locked.
Okay. And I will be aiming to check the next door after that, but okay, so
When the third door's also
managed to
locked.
open the first door and said panicked. So is this skeleton moving?
It is not moving.
I go.
This must be the vampires
I go.
minions.
I go. Hi. Get a response out of the skeleton?
You hear from behind you, Beleth, Scrog, just mocking you with replying in a very high-pitched why. Why?
Not needed now, Crow. We don't know the Crow's name, do we?
Oh, I don't think he's told you.
No, that's good. Okay. Not helping the situation, I go back to the... Is it moving or anything like that, or is it just standing there?
What, you go and poke it?
Can I go
Is there
look at
like a little
For sure.
pebble nearby it or something like that?
There are no pebbles. You've seen no debris anywhere in this place.
I don't know what I can throw it at just to...
Can I go poke it? Can I go what is that like a...
So
right.
Kenga walks past you and pokes it,
Or didn't you say
and
there was broken table and chairs and stuff in the room?
there is, yes.
Can I piece a bit of a chair and just throw it at it?
Okay, you throw a bit of a chair at it. It falls over and moves a bit as it rolls on the ground.
Oh, the actual skeleton?
Yeah. As you hit it with something and it falls over because, physics.
Kangasiri, you need to check this one out. Looks like a vampire.
Yeah, sure.
It looks nothing like a vampire when you look in there.
What?
It's got 3 arms and a misshapen head that looks nothing like a vampire to you. Obviously, as far as you're concerned, Pinwinkle doesn't know what a vampire looks like.
Well, it could be a vampire minion, sure. And then I would try to tear it apart if I can.
Okay, you pull an arm off. It's now got 2 arms on the one side.
I pull the other 3.
Okay, did you make a wish?
What?
When you pulled the arms off, did you make a wish?
Oh yeah, that 12 vampires in the world.
When I started to realise it's not alive, and I thought it was alive in the first place, I go, can I check if there's anything on the actual body of the skeleton? No?
Well, it's now missing its arms.
Except for the arms. For obvious reasons.
No, it doesn't appear to have anything on it.
No kind of items, medallions or anything?
No medallions.
It was just sitting on a chair, was it? Or
No, it was against the back wall.
is there anything in this room at all?
No, it appears to be a cell of some sort.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. I go up to
Open the next door. It must be.
I go up to the next door.
Must be one of these
The
things.
door
alive,
splits
maybe.
open again,
Okay.
and
And
behind this one appears to be a halfling skeleton.
Okay, I go up to the halfling skeleton.
It's got 3 legs.
I will put it off.
Is it short or third?
And then Kangasara starts pulling the legs off.
I don't invite him to this one. He's a halfling. I don't resurrect halflings. Okay, 3 legs. 3 arms, 3 legs.
Not anymore.
Must have 3 heads in next one.
Now it's got 2 legs.
Is there anything on this one as well?
No, nothing appears to be on that one as well. And it's only got 1 leg now.
I'll let take the last leg. It's going. You shouldn't be misdirecting halflings, but anyway, okay.
Okay.
I go to the next one. I'm expecting 3 heads in this one.
I don't like all that, and if this comes about,
So just
it
confirming-
have its legs.
The skeletons, prior to the last 5 minutes, did not appear to have been disturbed for a very long time, was it right?
That is correct.
Right.
So I've got 3 arms, 3 legs. I'm expecting 3 heads.
Okay.
Not
So,
anymore.
you open the last one, and you see it seems to have a normal-sized humanoid with rib cages from where you'd find the shoulders all the way to where you'd find the ankles, and with tiny little feet at the bottom.
Okay.
And this the one is weird. I don't want to pull anything out of it.
I regret getting doing this, but inquisitive pinwinkle as a detective would go. I'm looking all over this body. The distance first, and then I'll go. Am I? Oh. And then okay. Is it just sitting?
Can I send out detect magical pulse from this one specifically?
You want to detect magical stuff?
Yeah, I will send a pulse.
Pulse.
Pulse. Okay, so you detect magic, and yes, you sense the presence of magic you don't know in the area.
Which could be anyone.
If someone were to cast a light spell that he didn't know about, that would detect his magic.
Right.
He doesn't know where it
Can
comes
be
from.
very specific with things because it could be anything.
Because they've turned detect magic into a, is there magic somewhere here? Yes or no?
I will whisper like displace reek of magic.
Okay. I ignore Kangasero per usual. And I'll go up to the skeleton and I'll. Is there anything on the skeleton at all or anything like that?
No, nothing on the skeleton at all.
But it looks like it's unusual kind of. Can I work out what this is? Does it look humanoid?
Sure,
Or?
give me a nature roll.
I'm not going to do nature. I think not as good as some of the other people nature, but. Well, I got 25 in nature.
Looks like a vaguely human skull.
Okay, but.
A vaguely what?
A vaguely human skull.
Okay.
There's nothing else here, just 3 skeletons. Like, so we've just seen 3 skeletons after it. This seems like it's cells again here.
And then you hear Bella behind going, oh, I think I found a spell amongst his paperwork. More for
I
me?
was giggling.
Spell. Okay, I'll write down. You got some spells. Some spell scrolls, I'm going to call it. So he says there's spells there. I'll go. Well, if he's found a spell, these are 3 things with extra things. Somebody's been manipulating human beings or humanoids here. What do you think,
But
Cordo?
a very, very long time ago, like down in the bottom of the crow.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Okay, but I think we've.
Can I try like a medicine check or a nature check to like as a transmuter myself? I cannot see if something like of sorts was being going on right here.
Sure, give me a medicine roll.
Medicine, okay. Well, medicine plus 8.
So,
That's 20 total.
that's skills.
20.
Not very high, but
That's
not
we
few.
roll on certain things.
Well, looking at them, there are no signs of any sort of surgery
Like
or
natural things. And
grafting. So they all look like the misshapen parts of them were grown that way.
Very strange and unusual. I don't like this place even. I like this place even less now.
Sounds like a surgery to me.
No,
No, it
it's
doesn't
not.
look like surgery marks at all.
Oh, but I'm saying it seems like a place was using magic to manipulate people. A bit like what Bella does. And I look at the crow when I say it to her.
Baloth goes, don't you know it?
Of course you do. I know what you're up to. I think we've cleaned this room, Corda. Nothing else here.
Yeah.
Maybe I try to open the last door. Like I try to see if it's open when I get close.
All 3 doors are open, I
All 3
believe.
doors are open.
Okay.
But yeah, Cordar will then be going back to the torture chamber and see if he can open the door leading out of it.
You can.
After confirming the others are ready to move forward.
You pull it, it's just gets harder to open the further it comes away from the wall.
Okay.
And it looks, and if I release it slightly, it'll start to close again immediately, will it?
Yeah, we'll start to close again, yeah.
Okay. Grab one of those. We'll drag the something over here, and we can place it in the doorway to ensure that it doesn't the door won't actually close.
Mm-hmm.
How about the bones of or the creature corpses?
Well, no, I'm more talking about some of the items that are in this torture chamber.
You just grab something metal and use it.
Yeah.
I randomly pick a dildo and a geometry thing.
Cordai suggesting something.
You
more
still
like
have
the
some of the
table.
gem-studded dildos, do you?
Oh, I didn't pick any. Bella picked up all those. But I thought
Cordai
They
suggesting
did
possibly
find
the table or something like that would be mean the door is actually held considerably open.
I didn't make it that far, so by the way. But I just picked up something in the room that I didn't want to keep with myself because I've already got.
In one of the other dungeons, you found gem-studded dildos.
I know, we did find that, yeah. That was a creeped out place, that one. Yeah.
And that was as written.
That's how the adventure is written. So it's not any adjustment to the 20th century. It's more about, that was written a long time ago, that book too. Yeah. So anyway, we just jam it all, but
Well, as Cordai notices what you've picked up to put in there, he's saying, "Hey, what about if we go something big?
okay.
So the door's held wide open."
I get Kangaso and me will bring the table over. Okay. So,
And you hear a strange cackling coming from down the stairs.
oh.
Okay.
Did you invite your mother again, Bella? That's my joke for the day.
Well, certainly, as soon as we start hearing something from the other side coming through, Cordai will say, "Well, wait on the table, and we'll have a look at what's down there first."
Okay.
So, but obviously, he's staying in the doorway at this stage to keep the door open. So, can we see anything down the stairs?
There is a faint light coming from down there stairs, and a strange hum.
What?
A faint light and a strange hum.
Hello? You coming up?
Something. I am here.
Um,
Hello.
I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, no. Cordai's calling down the stairs. Hello, are you coming up?
Okay.
Person down the stairs isn't responding.
Can I notch my crossbow as just a for preparation?
You can, yeah.
And I
Come on, Maria.
We can't see anything down. How far down do the stairs go? And we can't see anything down them?
The stairs go probably down about 20 feet down into a room. So you're going to have to descend to a low level to get there.
Okay.
Do Kangasero know what a vampire laughter is looking like?
Apparently anything.
You could imagine it to be anything you wish it to be.
Kangasero is just like ready himself for battle and say, maybe it's a vampire right down there.
can I because I haven't got my goggles on because I've got light around at the moment. Can I put the goggles on
Mm-hmm.
so I can see in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see anything down there?
No, because the stairs go down on an angle into
Right.
a room,
That's what the last.
and it's not like it's a whole open
Oh
plane. that you
no,
can
I'm
look
just the
down
last
above.
question just in case I saw it. I think.
And there's also a light source down there, so there is something down the over light source.
You sure you don't want to come up and visit us? Down there.
Cordai basically, pulls in,
And
like says, okay, grab something and hold it there. And
Yep.
Bella, you might want to stay at the top here just to ensure the door stays open.
He's more than happy to do that by sitting on whatever you've got, holding the door open,
Yep.
adding his own weight to it.
Good.
I don't let any vampire visit me. I visit them.
Yep.
And then Kangasero start to move forward, but not like rushing in, but sneaking in. And you say to you guys, I don't want any vampire to like visit us. I visit them.
Apparently, Cordai is right behind Kangasero then.
Yeah, and I'm Corda.
Okay, the three of you go charging down.
Next
not
behind
charging,
me. So.
moving.
Yeah, we're slowly moving in, and Nix is behind me.
Yeah, we would like move half a speed, like.
But
So that was what his little slave looks like.
Right.
So a little blue thing.
He's quite cute. In a goblin kind of ugly way.
Okay. See if I've got something I can use as you go down. So yeah, as you go down, you see that there is a goblin with 3 arms.
Something a button here.
Cordar will call in Goblin and say, "Scum, prepare to die."
He doesn't like goblins. I do remember that now. Maybe from your fellow friends that you had in Sandpoint?
He had 3 arms, or not anymore.
Each one of them is holding a glowing sword.
Oh, there's more than one?
He has 3 arms.
Each arm, he said, not each goblin. But
Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
Space Goblin will work for that. Okay, so I will give you initiative rolls again.
Not if I go first. Yay! 30!
you said 30.
You got 32?
No, I'm saying you said 30. I'm saying that's pretty impressive. No, Cordar got 13.
Sorry, Annie.
I got over 20, and I got plus 10. And I actually got plus 12 in a versus initiative, so I actually got 32. That's the most. Yeah, that's the most.
I'm going first.
God dang.
So,
Okay.
how many people in the party speak Goblin?
I speak Undercommon, I don't think it counts, does it?
I don't
Not the
speak
same.
Goblin.
I'm just wondering how many understood Cordar saying, "Hey, Scum, prepare to die."
But we know Cordar's history with goblins.
Absolutely, that's
Yeah,
right.
so-
Certainly.
I would make an assumption, a racial assumption, that you don't like, you're racially hatred for goblins.
So what was Cordar's initiative?
13.
13. What was Pinwinkle's?
Winkles is 23.
Yep. And what did Nexus get with plus
3.
10? You got
3.
3, so 13.
Which is me plus 10. So.
I got my first 32 on the road.
Yeah, but does that mean you're going to run in and kill yourself?
It's not going to bother those.
Okay, so you get to rush in.
Technically.
So you see a goblin sort of like that with 3 arms, but three glowing swords instead of the different weapons they have on there.
Alright.
So yeah, sort of like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. 3 diamond sword.
Yep, 3 glowing swords.
Swords or actually daggers?
Swords.
Okay.
Goblin.
No, not the last question.
Goblins can use swords.
I'm just saying I like daggers. I'm just looking for future, after Goblin decides to surrender and give his swords up.
Okay. So what they
We are all level 3, not 4, right?
you're all level 3.
Yes.
Then I was calculating my AC wrong last time.
So does that
It's
mean
actually
that my health
19,
is
not
back
20,
to-
sorry.
No, so to your heal. So I've got. Actually, you had 50 health total.
Yep.
You lost about. According to this, you lost about 15, so you got 35 left.
Right.
Okay. I think it's about 50 total for Nexa. So,
That's about closer.
Right, okay.
so I've got 1 less more hit point than you, and then you take more hits to me. So
Okay, so what does Kangasero do rushing in?
What, you mean the Goblin didn't go first?
No, the goblin didn't go first.
What I will do is, what is the distance between us, between me and the goblin? Are we
Okay.
close?
You were not particularly close. I would say that you are about from when you see him, about 30 feet away.
Okay, then I will do 2 things. I
Yep.
will do a hacker knowledge test. If I can see like if that creature has like a weakness or something that I can remember, a weakness or let's say a weak spot. That's the word. That's the correct word.
Okay, give me a
I've got Pathfinder.
knowledge check then.
All right.
What's-
Knowledge check. Can I roll nature then?
You can roll nature, and I'll give you a nature response.
Okay. Ooh.
A 3-armed goblin is not natural.
It's plus 4, 18 total.
18 total. Okay, so you don't recall anything in your druid lore about dealing with 3-armed goblins, but apparently pulling the arms off seems to make you feel better.
Yeah.
That's
If I
what I
get a
will
2-armed
do.
goblin, it'll be more easy to identify.
So
That's what I will do. I will just use my last 2 actions to shapeshift myself into that beast that I was shapeshifting before. That's my whole turn.
okay, is that beast medium or large?
That's medium. I didn't get to large yet.
Okay. So you spend your action shape changing, then it is its go. It yells out something that sounds very insulting.
In
Goblin?
In common.
In common?
In common?
Yep. And it is insulting the parentage of the shapeshifter.
Oh.
Basically, saying that oh, you're showing your true family heritage now.
Okay.
I can have
He
light
takes
because I
another
have this
action?
now.
And he seems to ready himself.
Okay.
Then Pinwinkle is up.
So he's had his action, but hasn't he?
Well, he's had an opportunity to act, but yes.
But he hasn't. But there's still
Presumably he's readied.
Oh, so he can't get a sneak attack then. Okay, no. So he hasn't. He's had action.
He's had an action, yes.
So how big is the room? Like it's 30 by 30?
The room is about 25 feet by about 60 feet, with a passage in the middle of the southern wall, and you've come in through the west wall. So it's 25 feet across. You come in the middle square, so there's 10 feet either side.
Does he light up the whole room, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. The room's dimly lit from his perspective, from his glowing swords.
Oh, okay.
It's like someone's lit a lightsaber.
Oh, right, okay. Yep.
Okay. So we dodged my arrow thing. Okay, I'm gonna.
Is there only the one goblin? Is there anything else in the room?
Single goblin. No one else has really looked at the room closely yet, so you will have to take an action to do so.
Okay, I want to move down to the front of the room.
Okay, so you step off the steps because you started with the first person who reached the bottom, which was Kangasero.
Yep.
So you moved 5 feet on next to Kangasero.
Can I have a look at the room, do a perception check of the room?
Sure. In which case you have to at least move either side of Kangasero.
Yeah, no, I've moved. So I've
Because
moved.
that ends your movement.
Yep.
Then you're using your action to look. Give me a perception roll.
That's fair enough.
Because unfortunately, a lot of things in this are checks and it's action economy.
So,
So if you use your actions to do certain things, you can't do other things.
26.
26. Okay. You do notice that there are strange planks scattered, almost check-like pattern across the floor.
Strange planks.
Planks of wood, yes. Like a checkerboard pattern across the floor between you and it.
Oh. So I've done 1 action, 2 actions. Can I yell, or did I do the action to yell? Would I, if I say stay in the planks?
Stay on the planks. Okay, you can yell stay on the planks.
Do I still get an action after that? I just thought I'd check. So I can still shoot, that's all better.
Technically, no.
No.
Because you're not supposed to get 3 words outside of...
No. I'll just say, stay on the planks! That's what I say. And I'll just try to make sure I'm on the plank at the moment. So
He basically gave up his action to tell people to stay on the planks. You're not standing on a plank at the moment.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fair enough.
So then it is Claudar's go. As you've heard Pinwinkle yell out, stay on the planks. You can't see the planks yet because you're still coming down the stairs.
Okay. Well, I'll use a move action to get down the bottom of the stairs.
So that uses up 15 feet of your movement.
And have a look at what he was talking about.
And there seems to be like a checker-like pattern in front of you, not on the outside walls. So it's, say, 25 feet across. the first line of squares has nothing on it. Then when you go in, the plank on second and third square, and the next one the plank on the middle square, and then next one planks on the second and third squares, and it goes all the way up to the goblin that way.
Picture. And so there's no planks initially to be on.
Let's see if I can actually show you on.
Can I see the goblin? Where's the
So
goblin?
you can see that there.
Oh yeah, yep.
And
Yeah.
so the second opening past the planks, so goblin is roughly there. Middle bit.
So right in the middle, like on the planks or off the planks?
Behind the planks.
Behind the planks.
Yeah.
So we start off the planks and the goblin's not on planks.
He's not on planks, no.
Thought I could have ignored him when he got advice.
Which is unusual. Not unusual for me. You get used to that.
And move forward, going around the planks towards the goblin.
Yep.
Can that be a continuation of his original move, or?
It's up to say.
Anyway, you'll basically use 2 move actions to move up to the goblin, and the final one to have his shield raised.
I'd say you'd have to use one of your actions to look around, unless you followed what Pipwinkle was saying.
Okay, I'm happy then that.
Situational awareness is important when you just had someone else yell it out.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's right then. I will continue to move forward, and go effectively 1 move worth.
You can get next to him if you cross the planks, or you're away from him if you avoid the planks.
I'm happy to stay off the planks at this stage.
Okay. You haven't managed to close up to him.
He's not necessarily considered Pipwinkle to be particularly sensible in most things, and the goblin's off the planks.
Whatever.
Okay, so.
And then basically have his shield raised, but whether he's actually next to the goblin or the goblin's got to come forward. If he's not reached the goblin, it'll give a return insult saying, "Yep, come and get it."
Okay, so
Goblin.
then it is Nexa. You also heard Pimlico say stay on the planks. As you come down, you end up moving most of your movement to get to the bottom, and it gives you 2 actions left. And there's a goblin standing
And
in the
you
middle
don't
of the
trust
room.
Pinkle. No one trusts Pinkle.
Oh, right.
No, actually, Nexa has normally trusted Pimwinkle.
Has it? Really? Oh, she has actually.
Yes, she has.
Okay.
And it's been to her detriment most of the time.
She hasn't learned
Why
yet
not?
to
Why not
trust
learn?
Pipwinkle.
Why not continue?
You can reach him in 1 move if you rush directly at him.
Sure. Let's go 1 move in.
Okay, so as you rush up to him, he kicks out off his feet, and the stable bit you're about to stand on collapses underneath you, and you get to make a reflex saving throw.
And
Wouldn't be as good for the barbarian, I
No,
believe.
it can be bad.
18.
Is everybody?
That's pretty good because
No,
that'd
just the barbarian.
be about 8 or 6 or 7.
It'd be around the +7 to +9ish.
Yeah, so I
I'd
think
say
that's
it's +7 at least.
26. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you managed to stop yourself from falling down the hole just, but you are out of reach of the goblin.
So there's a big hole in front of the goblin right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't stay on the planks.
And Kodo goes, "Yeah, I know."
And then it's Kinkasaro's go after telling everyone to stay on the planks.
Yeah.
Apparently the planks are a trap.
Okay, I guess so. Okay.
So the flex is falling down, is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. The planks are, because presumably Nexa ran across some of the planks without any problem.
Nexa did run
The
across one
issue
of
was
them.
the goblin actually kicked the planks out of the way, like into the hole, as Nexa approached. The planks didn't actually fail, he just deliberately kicked them in.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, then the goblin acted already, so I will just launch into it and try to dismember him
Okay.
with my mouth.
As you rush towards him, give me a reflex saving throw.
Reflex saving throw. Reflex is +7. Well, +7, 21.
21. As you go rushing towards him, one of the planks gives way. And you manage to stop yourself from falling just as you put your weight on it. You only manage to get 2 steps before that happens.
There, the rest of the way I need to step in more planks? Or not?
He's surrounded by planks.
Okay, I will try the one after it, if I can go forward.
So you try moving again forward?
Yep.
You're going to avoid the planks this time?
Yep, if I can.
Okay.
I might try to do a long jump. Is that it?
You can do a long jump. Give me a athletics roll.
Okay, what's the standard athletics here? I guess I use mine if mine is higher.
I had a feeling it was a trap, but I just wanted to see what happens. So.
Let me check.
Well, the trap is more than it appears.
Okay,
this is always the way with most of stuff like that.
+9. Mine is +8. So then I will use the forms. I have +9. Let me check.
Athletics.
See, I'm going to get 8 strength, so I'm going to go -1 to my athletics. Being nimble, but can't lift up anything too heavy. So.
Okay, so what do you get for your long jump? What's your athletics roll?
You there, Victor?
Hello.
Hello, Victor.
So it's not going to be on mute or anything, so...
Are you there, Victor?
It's about 5 or 6 in the morning. Alright.
Oh, there we go. Victor's just left, apparently, so presumably he dropped out.
Oh well.
Might have been bad connection.
Well,
He's from Brazil, so I can't.
assuming they're 5-foot squares, jumping over it is not difficult.
It's not difficult, no, but if you wanted to do a long jump, then that's completely different to just trying to jump over little squares. So a standard jump is...
But even without a run-up, it's still 5 foot. It's not going to be challenging because it's just...
22, he said.
Well, you have to jump 10 feet to leap over a normal thing.
He had a power surge. PC is firing up again. Tell Martin I got a 22.
Okay, so he got a 22 and he spends his action jumping over 2 pits at once.
Yep.
But that's 2 actions to do so.
Okay, so.
Yep, all good. So he's basically... Well... I was going to say, has he got a spot where he can be standing next to the goblin on planks?
He is on an angle next to the goblin, and now it's the goblin.
Yeah.
Now it's the goblin's turn. The goblin retaliates with.
So he's basically going to be in the opposite spot to where Cordar is that right? Like
that
the
is,
opposite diagonal. Yep.
That is pretty much like that. Yes.
Not flanking, but the opposite front. Yep.
You can ask him if a 26 hits him.
26 will hit. It won't be critical.
Okay.
Because his AC was 19. Normally, I think he went down to 18 as the bear.
Extra dice. Okay, so he does. That would be 8 damage as you see flame arc up as he strikes him.
Okay, so flame came up from the sword.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was that just one attack, or...?
That was one attack. Okay, he swings another sword at him. This one has a arc of blue energy around it, which is a 25 upgraded.
Which is not a card carrying critical.
Close. Okay, so that comes out at 16 damage to him.
He's right back to be called in Skype again, so. He should be right to be back in Skype.
Okay, he should be able to just join straight back in again.
Yeah,
And poke him. Okay.
Is that enough to take him down?
He'd be back in the second, so. He just had to restart Windows because of a power surge.
Yep.
Hey Victor, you back?
To Skype him again, he said.
No, it says he's unavailable.
I'm just trying to do the ad for him as well, so
Yeah.
just says calling at the moment, so
Yeah.
yeah, it says unavailable for me yet, so he's obviously not there yet.
Okay, and
He didn't actually manage to fully recover, did he? Like he was actually fairly injured already?
he was a bit injured. And it has a third attack on him, which hits armor class 18. And I think an 18 might hit him still.
I think we were saying the bear was an 18 because... Oh, he's back again apparently.
Are you back?
Hey Victor!
Guys.
So-
He's a bear.
I think he got explained to reaction for the long jump, I think, so he didn't realise that. So.
Oh. And
So he's a bear, Victor.
my AC as a bear is 19 total.
19, okay.
Okay.
Miss.
So he just misses you with the final swing.
But
But
how many hit points did you have prior to running in?
I had 26, then I had 31, then I got +5 now, then I have total 36 before getting hit.
and you've just taken 24 points of damage.
So
God
two
dang it,
strikes.
I have to...
Do you have any vulnerabilities to flame or cold?
No, any of those.
Okay. Or resistances?
Nope.
Okay, and so that is his go. And then it is Pinwinkle.
Right, where I'm standing, I can shoot at him, can't I?
You can shoot at him, yes.
I'll shoot at him.
Okay.
So it's already been notched, so. It's alright, that's a 27.
Okay, you see he uses a reaction and blocks your arrow with it. And reduces your damage by 7.
Well, I do 6 max.
So he deflects the arrow away from you, away from him, I should say.
Okay. Notch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try that again.
Mm-hmm.
So 22.
22. Hits him.
Oh, okay.
You can only get one reaction around.
I thought he would. Yeah, that's why I did it. So
He only had one sword left after using 2 of them to hit the other guy.
that's 4 points of non-magical piece.
Okay, 4 points of damage on him. Okay, so you've managed to hit him.
Haha! Can't do it twice, can you? That's it.
Okay. Then it is Cordar's go.
So
Cordar
am I
once again.
actually in melee range at the moment, or do I still have to move forward?
You have to move forward to get into melee range, but you can get into a flanking melee range.
I was going to say, in that case then I'll use the movement to go around the edge side and then come in from the other diagonal at the rear
Yep.
and be flanking. So, and then an attack.
I think you... Let me just make sure I get that right for the flanking things. Because there's also another action that Victor can do to give you advantage.
I've got to check if that sneak attack. So.
What's the action?
The aid. You can, as a reaction, use an aid to give him a bonus to his attack.
Yeah, but that is kind of expensive.
That's
No,
right.
it uses a reaction.
Yeah.
All it does is use a reaction, and if you succeed at hitting a DC 20 with your melee attack, you basically give Jeremy a +2 to his attack.
So it depends on whether you've got any other reactions you could use otherwise. But
Yeah, I don't have any other reactions.
If you don't have any reactions, it's always a good thing to use your aid to help other people also familiar with the creature. You don't have to be flanking to do it, you just have to be next to the creature.
Yeah, got it.
And you can give this to also someone doing a ranged attack, as long as you're adjacent to the target they're shooting.
Yeah, I need to spend one action on my turn, like third attack or something like
No.
that.
No. This is a reaction. It's out of your turn.
This
if
is
you haven't got any reactions to use, like attacks of opportunity or shield blocks or things like that, then you might have got
I thought aid was an action that gives a reaction, not?
aid is a reaction.
You can use aid as a reaction.
Okay.
Aid is only a reaction. Aid is not an action on your turn.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
You trying that?
Yep.
Oh,
Sure.
well, give it a roll, see if you make it.
DC 20, right?
DC 20, yes. So
Ooh.
if you get
I got 18.
you got an 18. So you don't critically fail, so there's no penalty. But you don't critically succeed. So a successor is a +1. A critical success is a +2. I got the +2 in the wrong spot.
Okay.
But you can do that every round. That it's not your turn. But
You don't have other things to use the reaction for. So.
Yeah.
But okay, so I don't get
I'm trying to
+1,
get them
but
to
that
use the
still
other
gives me AC 29 to hit.
29 is a normal hit.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
So it must be 22 something. Oh, I got 22 something.
Oh, I got above 6 this time. I got 7. So
You got
total
7.
of 11 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay.
What is that? That's right. Aid is only a reaction. That's
And
Knowing the rules.
I will use my third action to keep my shield raised
Yep.
and basically taunt the goblin, saying, "Yep, I don't care how many arms you got, you're still going down, gobbo."
Okay. Then we have our barbarian go. Looking down, you can see what appears to be a zombie trying to crawl out of a hole you almost fell in. And by the looks of things, it's going to crawl out after you act. Do you want to attack the zombie in front of you or move up to the goblin?
I'll take the zombie.
Okay.
Don't call it a zombie bear. It's not a zombie bear, actually. Why do you call me a zombie bear?
At you.
It's not a zombie bear.
It's a zombie in the pit.
2.
Frostbite.
You're not in the pit.
You got 12.
You got 12.
Okay.
Total of 12, you hit. Roll 2d12. Some creatures are very easy to hit.
2d12 plus 4.
Oh, there is a zombie in the pit.
You have a good rolls at the
Okay.
moment, though. That's 1.
Sorry, Annie.
8. So that's 12 total.
12 total. Okay, you managed to hit it quite soundly, but it's still moving, so you can always attack it again.
Yep, you just got a
This
minus
time
5.
you get a -5 to the attack roll. So it's plus 5.
Total
instead
of +5.
plus 5 instead of
Natural 20.
natural 20.
That'll be
Okay.
25 upgraded.
It just sort of explodes in gore around you.
Wow, you hear from Pinwin in the background.
You didn't have much hit points left.
And then I clean the blade.
Okay, and you spend your last action wiping the gore off.
Yep.
You are quite happily done with that. And then while you've got all these people in nice positions, all the platforms open up as zombies start crawling out of all the holes. So one out of the holes is gone, but you can now see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zombies have entered the fray.
9.
Yeah.
Shit.
So yes, it was a trap.
Hey.
The trap wasn't falling in, the trap was coming into him.
Admiral Akbar.
Yes, that's right.
Like I said, it was a trap. Okay. And each of the zombies spends its action crawling out of the hole. That is basically their entire turn. 1 to pop the lid, 1 to climb out. Just that the one you had was the only one, well, one of the ones that had nothing next to it. And then a zombie does climb out between Cordar and Kangasero. Would Cordar like to have an attack of opportunity on the zombie?
No, okay.
Which would negate your shield block if you did.
Exactly. I want to hold that for my shield lock. So.
Okay. It climbs out and tries to attack you because Kangasero looks more like Kindred Spirit.
Fair enough.
Okay, so it hits a whole armor class 17.
17 will miss.
Yep, doesn't actually go as well. Okay. All good. Just making sure I did that properly. And then it is Kangasero. You're surrounded by the undead.
Yeah, I need to not die this time. I am flanking with the Kodar.
You're flanking with Kodar.
Okay, I will try to swallow the damn goblin hole. I guess I will try a bite. Oh, yes. Not at 20, but pretty high. Let me check. 19 plus 11, 30. 30 plus 30, 32.
32 is a critical hit.
But not upgraded because it wasn't at 30. 20.
But it's still a critical hit.
Please don't die. Okay, someone need to roll for me. Let me see. Bear bite. It will be 3d8 plus 1 piercing damage. 3d8 plus 1.
Mark's rolling for you.
Yeah, and then multiply by 2.
And doubled. Yeah.
1734.
34. Okay, he takes 34 points of bite damage and he's still going.
Did I swallow all?
He's still fighting.
He's still fighting.
That was your first action. You do anything else?
Yeah, I will claw him.
He looks like he's actually doing quite well, even though you have taken a massive bite out of him.
Oh Jesus! The damn goblin is really like.
He's not dead.
Take your swing with your claw, you said?
Yep, with the club, level plus 2, 26 is a hit.
26 is a hit.
3d8 again?
Not 3d8. And the clause is 2d8 plus 1. It's slashing.
Okay.
Only.
9 points of slashing damage.
9 points of slashing damage.
And my last action is what can I do now? Because I attack 2 times. If I get away, he will not be flanked by Kodar. And if I keep here, I will die.
Well, then you've also probably got at least a couple of zombies around you too.
You do. There are lots of zombies around you. You're surrounded by zombies.
But the zombies seem to like you, so you're okay.
Okay, so let me see his white shape is on turn is 1 action or free action. Let me check.
Zombies near me,
If it's a free action, I can unturn myself and
so there are two
no, I
zombies near
can't.
you.
I already used it. Shit! I am screwed.
They are within
I
melee
know
range.
I find 50
If you
seconds.
constantly run into battle when you're already barely injured,
I will try to do a 5 foot step, so I don't provoke any reaction away from the goblin.
There is no 5-foot space you can step into. That's not a hole.
Yeah.
They are full of zombies all around you. The only spaces free are holes. They basically walled everyone in with zombies.
if you're lucky, the Cordar's taunt on the goblin might mean you'll go for him instead of for you, although you've obviously done more damage, so it's probably have. And the zombies might miss you anyway, so you might be fine.
I will try to claw a zombie because it's easier, right?
Okay, so that is -10 to your roll.
Yeah, it's not -10 because claws are agile.
Then -8.
And is that second? Is that
Was the bite agile?
No, it wasn't.
Then it is -9.
Aren't all natural weapons agile?
No.
No, not all of them.
Oh, but agile only works on the second attack, right?
Agile is dependent on what the first attack was.
Yeah, so basically you took -5 on your attack with your first claw, and you'll take -9 when you attack with your second claw.
Okay, then he was at 25 then before.
Yeah, looks like
Okay.
it's still hit.
Still
Let me
hit.
check. Let me check. Let me check.
It's still hit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
12
12.
plus. I got plus 11 normally.
So that'd be
then
plus
minus 9. Then 14.
14 does not hit.
enough.
No, for a zombie, it does
Okay,
hit a
that's my
zombie.
whole turn.
It does hit a zombie,
Oh.
actually.
I was going to say, for a zombie, yes, you did hit.
That was a hit. So roll
Okay.
damage for the zombie.
That is H2 D8 plus 1. Slashing. I don't have the 8, sorry.
I'm sorry, I did 5 total.
Okay, he doesn't seem to have any effect whatsoever.
Alright.
I know what's going on there.
Oh no, actually, wrong one. He is more effective than he thought he was. It was extra damage. It was weakness, not resistance.
Okay.
So it
Which is
takes
weakness to
10
slashing.
damage. Weakness to slashing.
Okay.
Nice.
That
It's still
write them
not
up
enough to
weirdly.
make
Right. So zombie takes 10 damage.
I thought I was able to swallow the damn goblin's wall.
Yeah, the goblin's a bit tougher than it looked.
Okay, then it is the goblins go.
Of course, any goblin with 3 arms, he's not a normal goblin.
I expected that too.
Okay, he goes for a 3-action strike against Kangasero,
Yeah.
using all sorts at once.
All at one hit.
Cordak tried to distract him for you.
Okay, so he hits armor class 22.
That's a hit, god dang it.
Okay.
I probably fall.
And you see all 3 blades flash together as he does a spinning strike on you.
It's a monk thing, isn't it?
Well, he deflected an arrow out of the
Yeah,
air.
that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to remember what other class to do that, but yeah.
Okay, so that is so that is 28 points of damage, with 6 of that being fire, 2 of that being cold, and 4 of that being electricity.
I'm dying 1. It wasn't a critical hit.
It was not a crit, no.
I am dying 1.
I need to get over there. Sounds like it.
But that was his whole turn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's me, isn't it?
Then it is Pinwinkle. You've just seen him take down
How
the...
far is, like, is it, like, I gotta jump over something to get there, do I?
yes, you have lots of little pits
Or
between
you
you
can
and
walk,
them.
or you can move around the pit. You
I've
can
got
jump
2
over
zombies
or
in
walk
front of me
around.
right now.
And you got 2 zombies either side of you. You can step forward, but that's about it. Every other square pretty much has something on it besides where Kangasero has fallen over. So you can technically jump onto his square off a leap.
I've only got 25 feet in speed.
Yep. That means that you get a... I think you get a
It's
penalty
athletic.
if you don't get a 10-foot run up. No, no, you only get a 5-foot
I can't use
run up.
acrobatics for this, can I?
That is using athletics.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, athletics not good for me. That's why I don't want to do it. It's a -1 for my athletics. So. I want to clear the stuff around me. Maybe get.
Yep. Attack one of the ones next to you.
I'm dropping the crossbow on the floor,
Yep.
and then I'm going to pick it, pull out
your
my
daggers.
and go. Stab, stab.
Okay, let's see how well Pinwinkle does with his stab.
They haven't attacked me yet, so they haven't reacted yet, have they? So they classify as sneak attack, don't they?
I actually forgot to do... No, their action was getting out of the
Yeah,
ground.
so they haven't attacked yet. So.
No. What, that they have acted?
Oh, they
But
acted.
they've acted, they've
Damn it.
attacked.
That's right. I haven't. Yep, that's cool. Okay, I'll take the first one.
Yep.
I wish I could use my luck now. That's a 1.
That's a 1. And what's that come out as?
Comes at 11.
Comes out at 11.
Oh, it's not a card fail.
That is a critical fumble with a
It's not a
card.
card one, is it?
It is.
What?
Because their armor class is 12. And you got an 11.
Oh,
An
okay,
11
sorry.
downgraded.
It's a miss downgraded.
Yeah.
The miss downgraded. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a miss downgraded.
But it's not a critical miss.
It's a critical, not a critical card miss. So you have to get a 1 on that one.
So my dagger drops.
You lose your dagger, yes, and you can't see it bounce into a hole.
Shit. I get out my silver dagger. Well, my silver dagger's nothing. So my double ring doesn't work, so it doesn't make it okay. Normal silver dagger, and my second attack, which is because it's a finesse weapon, there's a -4. Is that right?
This misses one action.
I think finesse means you can use dexterity. Agile means it's -4.
Oh, I think they're agile too, aren't they? Yeah, agile too. Yeah, agile. Finesse, agile, piercing.
Yeah, wrong keyword.
Yep. So far out.
Another one.
I should chuck the stars away. So that would have been 14 total -4. It's 10. Yeah.
10. Okay, so apparently seeing where the dagger went, you just so distracted of no my dagger as you miss.
Nexa, help me! I'm putting this.
And that's your 3 actions because you drew a dagger as one of your actions.
I'm putting that back in the bag. That one. It's not a good day. Dice.
So Pinwinkle is having trouble. Cordar. What does Cordar wish to do?
I will take another swing at this goblin.
Yep.
11 AC 23.
AC 23. That is a hit. You can't use this reaction with a melee attack.
18 slashing damage from my magical wood basketball.
Okay. And he falls over.
Oh, okay.
I
Told you we're going down. It says goblin as he turns to take a slash at a zombie. AC, what's that? 12 plus 7. AC 13.
AC 13 is a hit. And it's the slashing, isn't it?
Yep.
So add 5 to the damage.
Add 5 is going to be 8, 12, 17 damage.
Okay, it goes down.
And there. I can't effectively get in a position to cover Kangasero, can I?
Technically you can stand over where the goblin fell, or you can just move over to him as a move.
Yeah, I'm happy to accept the potential of the move type stuff, but yeah, so if I can, I will move to a position so I'm standing over Kangasero's prone form.
You have no trouble standing over his prone form.
when
The
you
zombies
die,
do not have
you
attacks
got-
of opportunity.
dying 3
Okay.
before you. So we still got time now because we've all got battle medicine. You can bring them back up. Like, so I was trying to think about jumping over. And getting
Right.
There's little things you learn as you play. Trust me, when I first played, I had no idea what I was doing. So it's
Shaman Egg.
Yeah.
For Fres.
Yes.
So Corner and Bell had promised last time that I'm going to stop saving Kangasero when he was stupid, but this wasn't quite as stupid as some of the ones he's done. So
No.
Okay, then Nexa you've got zombies galore everywhere, so you can get 3 attacks off on zombies.
Yep.
it's a target-rich environment.
As long as it's not that dice I've put away in the box, that's okay.
Alright, I'll use the black one first. That's a 10.
That's 10, 20.
That's just a 20. Yep. So that's a normal hit. So you get to roll 2d 12.
12. Again, it's slashing.
That's a 5. And a 6.
That's
16, total of 20.
And okay, so it goes down, and because of the sort of axe you have, you actually get a -4 to attack a secondary target instead of the same target, because that has the sweep capability.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So that means next attack is at -4 instead of -5 this time.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep, go for it.
A
19 on the dice, plus 10 to attack. That's 25-ish.
Well, -4 is going to be critical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still a
critical.
critical hit, so you roll twice on the d12, add is it 4, and then double it.
They're hard to read the medical one, yeah. So, that's
a
3?
9.
9, yeah, 9, yeah.
And a 2.
11,
15, 30. So it's gone, and your third one you get to attack is with a -8 to the normal, so you get to add 2. Add 2 to the dice roll.
Assuming you get a roll again, which is worth moving.
7.
9.
9. Unfortunately, that one does
Just
miss, Though, if Pinwinkle wishes to take his use a reaction, you might be able to help him hit.
Yeah, you go. Do it for me, Nexa.
And then you've got to hit AC of 20 with your melee attack.
Oh, when do I do it?
Yeah. You're doing a reflex aid.
Okay.
As long as you get a melee weapon, you can use it, and you're adjacent to that target.
I got 19 and dice plus 10.
And yeah, so he helped you hit. You get to roll 2d12 again. So this is where the whole teamwork thing is meant to actually kick in for this.
3? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bad dice.
2.
He's 5 plus 4 is 9 plus another 5 is 14.
Okay, that one was already damaged and he goes down as
Alright,
well. So 3 swings and 3 zombies down.
Boom! Take that.
Hey!
1, 2, 3,
Take that, zombos.
How many zombies got left?
5.
Okay, so that's more than half the zombies down.
That's right.
Yep. So it's at least 5.
A zombie shuffles up to Cordar to try to attack Cordar.
I killed them.
And gets an armor class of 11.
What's critical?
With a AC of 21, he's a critical miss.
Okay, so what would you like to do with his critical miss?
He can just tumble down to the nearby pit.
Okay, there's a sound of a squelch as he hits the bottom. Another one moves up and apparently also critical misses as well.
Okay.
He got one less than the other guy.
Must have seen your glory, Corda.
Absolutely. I tell you, Cordar's got plot armor. It's great.
He goes and pulls his leg off to attack you with it, and tumbles into the pit because he's no longer balanced.
Rightio. Cunning.
They got a picture of a guy here who's pulled his own arm off to attack someone. So I went with he pulled his leg off and then tried to walk forward.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
because he wanted a bigger club than just his arm, so it made sense to grab his leg, and didn't quite think it through. Yeah.
Another one shuffles up to Pinwinkle and gets a whole armor class of 12.
No, I'm 20.
And big. Doesn't actually hit anything. And that leaves us with 2 more who one closes up on Nexa.
Ooh.
Actually gets Nexa. So that would
Next
be a
time,
27.
armor.
Oh, I don't know what her armor was, so that's the only thing on.
I think it was close to 18, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
so-
say it was just a normal hit, not a
Yep,
card
I'll record
critical.
the hit dice for it. She's on 35 at the moment. So.
Okay, so I actually get to roll damage for this guy. I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay, so it does 7 points of damage, and it has grabbed you.
You grappled it. Yeah, that's the light.
So you can no longer move at this stage.
So it's just like.
Next time, I'll be happy to grab by a zombie. She just grab him back and go. Rrrr!
Don't worry.
Though it does manage to get a free bite on you.
Oh, they would do.
Oh no, it actually has an attack modifier. I could only do it on someone that's grabbed.
Okay, so it's next go.
Yeah.
The last, you can shoot the last one at me if you want. So.
So it gets a 21 to bite Nexar,
Hit.
dealing 10 points of piercing damage.
Yep, she's down to 18.
Okay, and the last one shuffles up to Pinwinkle.
Okay.
Hitting armor class 21.
Ow!
Hits you for 6 bludgeoning damage and grabs you,
Yep.
and then tries to bite you. It's an armor class of 12 to bite.
No, I'm 20, so that's okay. There you go.
Okay.
Ah, missed.
Okay, so it is now Kangasero's death saving throw.
Alright.
DC
Check.
11 flat check.
They say what?
A DC 11 flat check. Unless you got something special.
No, I got toughness, so it's actually 10.
So DC 10 flat check. That's your level of dying plus 10.
I got a
unless you got
9.
something special. So you're undying too.
So,
Yeah.
so basically,
Alright.
it's critical roll has a similar thing where you roll for how you die kind of thing. So the more fails, the more you get that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if someone was to attack him while he's down like that, it would give him dying 1. So he would then go up 1 level. And then he can save on his turn or do that. Or some people might just go, okay, spend my action and I stab.
Right.
Which can then basically take most people out.
Right.
They can get quite nasty on that. Okay, so, Pinwinkle. You have 2 either side of you.
I've got 1 dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one's holding me? Or
One's grabbed you, yes.
can I still stab it, though?
You can still stab it.
I'll stab it.
Okay.
I've got different dice this time. Oh, that's a bit better. It is a 26.
That is a critical hit.
Okay, because it's only... Okay. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
Piercing.
Okay.
Silver damage, so.
Piercing?
Piercing, unfortunately.
Can't your dagger do piercing or slashing?
No, it's only got piercing on it.
Oh.
Daggers have only got piercing, supposedly. According to what I've got on the thing.
Oh, I think the 5th edition can do slashing as well.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Just going to quickly look up if you want to continue doing actions.
I'll check it if you like.
Well, it's actually in my hands, so it's actually fairly easy to check.
Yeah, dagger's just piercing.
Yeah. I did write that down, so that's why I thought.
No, it is versatile slashing.
Versatile S.
So yes,
You
you
can do
could have
slashing.
done it as
slash,
slashing.
yeah.
Considering you found that slashing does more, that does an extra 5 damage.
Instead of poke, I go.
Yeah, but it's still standing though.
I will roll again.
Yeah.
17, so instead of +9, it's +5. That's 23.
And you get another critical. Apparently, these guys hanging onto you makes it easier to stab them.
That's
Who would have known?
And
And you get to add 5 to the damage, so you're doing lots of damage this time.
Yeah, so it's a 16. And
Okay,
plus
yes,
slightly
you do
5.
manage to take it down. and it sort of falls apart on top of you.
Okay. While I care about Nexa, my dagger's down there. I drop down to get my dagger.
Okay, you drop down to the hole.
Yeah, get my dagger.
Okay.
Remember, it's a bit
Roll a
bigger for you to
D6.
climb out than it is for a zombie.
6.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as you hit the bottom.
Is it spikes?
There's all pointed bones in the bottom.
Yeah, makes sense.
You just,
But it's
It's a
my,
dagger that happy pointing straight up.
because my special dagger's down there.
Okay, so Pinwinkle's disappeared and Corday, you're up.
You can save him.
There are 2 zombies on you.
Oh,
There's zombies around.
Yep.
Okay, I will take an attack at one of them. Oh, natural 20.
White Kung is the first one to fall.
Because he likes to
Because
rush
he
in,
did rush again,
and he's a druid.
without having the AC of the fighter.
You're a druid who doesn't use healing spells, so I'm not saying any more to that one,
8,
Victor.
Okay.
17. Sorry. Technically, probably a card carrying critical because it's the it's a 32 upgraded.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to survive the damage.
I think it's going to die.
Sorry?
I think.
I don't think it's going to survive the damage.
That's right. Yeah.
Slice and set up.
It was 17 before being doubled, so 34.
Yeah, it's gone.
I will take an attack at the other one nearby. 4 plus 7, 11.
11. Okay.
Quite enough, I don't think.
You just miss.
Yep. And
So I'd say it's the one also close to Nexa. So Nexa could also give you 8 on that one, allowing you to hit it.
Sure.
Roll a d20, and if you get 10 plus, yeah. And if you get 20 when you add 10 to the roll.
It's a 18.
18 on the dice. Then yes, you actually hit, Jeremy.
okay.
Apparently, this aiding people is quite useful.
Yeah, and it's effective, yes. 12, 17.
I really thought before you needed to
22
spend one
damage.
action to get the 8 out.
Sorry, Victor, I couldn't hear Jeremy. So what was that, Jeremy?
22 damage.
Okay, you also take that one down.
And so there's now nothing nearby.
Only one beside Pinwinkle, where Pinwinkle was, and one beside Nexa. So Nexa could pretty much take them both down.
Okay, I'm happy that Nexar's got a good chance at that. So I will try a battle medicine on. In fact, we'll make a battle medicine on Kangasero.
Yep.
Oh, that's lucky for him. 16 plus 5 is 21 total.
So, yep, 2d8 healing.
Oh, you healed him.
Yeah, he's healing Kangasero.
For 9 points.
Okay, yes, you're back to 9 hit points, Victor.
But he's still got wounded 2 or something, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Wounded condition.
wounded too. Yeah.
You'd actually be wounded 1.
Yeah, so first time down as
Oh,
well.
so you don't get it for the value of the number of times, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So every time you get knocked down, there's a good chance the next time you go down, you die. Because it increases your dying condition. So if you're on wounded 1, next time you go down, you start at dying 2. If you're on wounded 2, next time you start at dying 3.
So it's different with Pathfinder. D&D, you're just down.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a little bit.
So it makes it a little more challenging and harsher, so you don't want to go down. Okay, so it is then Pinwinkle's go.
I'm down.
Nexus go. Nexus go. You get 2 zombies to attack. One of them you can attack without moving, and then you can move up and hit the other one.
Say 12.
10, 12,
That's
10.
a critical hit, so you roll 2d12 and double it.
2D.
So 2 of those.
The red one.
Red one. The red one's easy.
The red one's easy to read.
3. 8.
11.
So 12.
Easily.
5 is 17. Double is too much.
And then you move over and attack the last one. This one has a minus, so it's plus 6 to the result.
13.
Plus 6 is a hit, so just 2d12 plus 4.
4.
12.
16.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. Because
16
you also
plus
adds 5
5.
to the damage. I keep forgetting the.
Plus 5, I just meant to. I didn't realize. Oh.
And I clean the blood off.
And so you got all the zombies.
You got through 6 zombies there.
And then Pinwinkle finds his dagger while he's down what appears to be a prisoner's pit.
So then finds himself trapped down the bottom of a pit that he can't climb out of.
It's 20 feet down,
Hey,
which is why he actually took damage.
Hey, can I get a hand getting out of here, please? I was making sure
Yes,
there's
it
no
is.
zombies
Happy
down
to
there.
aid.
Cordar will. Initially, he's looking at the goblin. He's not concerned about a Pinwinkle that decided to jump down to a pit that he didn't look before he leaped to find out if he could get out.
There's a lot of hate between me and Jeremy, I just want to put it out there. We kind of go against each other every game we play, so it's like, yeah.
Okay, so yes, he appears to have 3 magical longswords.
I'll write that down.
I don't use long swords.
Yeah, magical, I say fire, electricity,
And cold.
Cold.
yeah.
But I guess if we can get to a civilization stop, I can use one of those runes.
And each of them has the symbol of Lamastu on them.
Which is the goblin god, isn't it?
That's the god of monsters.
She's the goddess of monsters.
I know this from Kingmaker, yeah.
And then, after gathering up the bits on the goblin, Cordar will then go over to the pit where
Pinwinkle is.
Pinwinkle is.
Yep, I killed them all down here, that's all good.
Extend his fork down there so he can climb up the fork.
Come on, Zayden, come on.
You'd have to make
Yeah, but how are you aiding him?
No roll to
Well, I
make.
have a lance. I can do the same thing as you.
Okay, so you've got enough to actually reach down to him. Have you got a reach weapon?
Yeah, I got a lance.
Okay.
You be carrying a lance around with you?
I got a short spear actually.
Okay.
It's not a lance.
That's not a reach weapon then. So, have you got
Yeah,
rope?
that's not. Yeah, I got rope.
So you could toss a rope down to him.
Depends on if you tie it off first, because I've actually had people saying they toss their coil of
You've
rope
done
down.
that to me once, actually. I can't trust you anymore for that.
It's like, what'd you do? I tossed my rope down. Okay, you toss your coil down there, and the person looks up at you. You could at least have held one end, they call out.
Yeah,
Well, no, because if I had held one end, it wouldn't have hit you as hard with all the weight of the rope.
Yes, I've had that happen too.
I can hold the other hand.
So yes, you are pulled out of the hole quite quickly.
Oh, before I was pulled out, was there anything else down here? Just bones?
A bit of your blood.
Okay, cool. So let's check. Yeah. 3-armed goblin. I'm seeing this current.
I'm
He
assuming
was
they're
quite skilled too.
Not anymore. Not anymore. If Gaga can have something to like put his arms out, he will do it. Because he's basic.
His arms don't come off as easily. Apparently, having the flesh around it makes it harder. You might have to chew it off.
Was it anything else on him?
I can't chew you up. No.
Was he like any other clothes or anything like that on him?
He had rags.
Okay, I'll still ask.
But
I'm assuming the zombies had nothing on them.
The zombies had nothing on them. They were naked.
Oh, naked zombies.
Yes. And that there was so desiccated bodies you couldn't tell if they're male or female.
Oh, that bad.
Yeah.
Are there any other exits from this room?
There is one in the middle of the southern wall.
Wait,
long
man,
passageway.
I should need. I need a minute. I need 10 minutes actually.
Do you want new battle medicine here?
Yeah, I can't battle medicine myself.
No, you cannot.
Try to treat
You've already
wounds.
you've already done yourself.
Yep, I can try to treat wounds myself.
If you do treat wounds, that's 10 minutes on yourself.
And it would also get rid of the wounded condition. So,
Yep, I need a minute because that goblin hit as strong as a.
we'll confirm that Balak still got the door. Nothing else up there.
He says, yeah, got the door. Nothing to see up here.
All good. Cordar will look down the corridor off the other corridor just to make certain what we're looking at down there and see if there's anything coming.
You see a corridor heading off into the distance. Goes further than you can see. How far can you see with your light?
The light spell, I think, has a range of, is it 20 bright and 40?
Okay, so just outside your bright light, there is a passageway off to the side and a door a little bit further on.
Okay. Cordar will then move the 20 feet down the corridor so that he can be watching, like look down the other side passage.
Okay, to the side passage you see a stairwell spiraling down.
Okay. Cordar will be standing guard there for the 10 minutes to ensure that nothing's coming from either direction.
Okay. So yes, you rest up there. Give me a medicine roll for Kangasero trying to heal himself.
I will do that. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's a critical hit.
So it's a critical
That's a
success,
critical.
so he
Yeah,
rolls
because it's
2d8 and doubles it.
Oh, 48, yeah. That's
We'll just do double it.
Well,
Just make
2d8
it
double,
easier.
so yes.
20 healing.
You get back 20 hit points. Try to simplify the
okay,
number of dice
I
roll.
got 26 today. I'm back to full.
Otherwise, there's just lots of dice roll.
Oh,
And you also get rid of the wounded condition.
Yeah, you do lose the wounded condition.
well,
Yeah.
I'll heal next turn as well.
I will also do once per day action on Maria to hit focus myself with 2 actions instead of 10 minutes.
Okay, so you do that, you get back a focus point.
I'll heal
Yep.
Nexo while we're doing that because I can do that.
Yep.
Treat her wounds.
You treat Nexus wounds. What did you get?
17.
17, 2d8.
Let's do it.
15's the number.
Yeah.
Though if they roll a 5, they can actually cause more damage.
7. You got 7 back, so I'll put 7 back on you.
It can actually be quite amusing how much damage they can do when they're learning.
So-
I've got this!
So we don't
Stab.
we don't have to be healers. We all have kind of we can heal each other, so it makes it easier and better. Because we thought at least we're allowed to be up a little bit longer. Because some people
That is
decide
how you can play with a bunch of just fighters, is you can then spread the skills around. The only thing you lose is the magic.
our healer is not here tonight. usually.
Magic doesn't solve
So
everything.
he's off doing trucks. So
And let's face it,
Is that
it's
the
not
guy
like we
that's
necessarily
sitting on
trust
the
our healer to do healing on demand anyway.
Okay, so yes,
he's
Well, at least Cordar certainly doesn't.
Cordar can tell that the stairwell going down has rubble in it at the moment, so there's no chance of anything coming up that way.
Okay.
Do you listen at the door while you're waiting?
I will, they say, it looks like that's definitely clear and the door's close enough. I will listen at the door, see if I can hear anything.
Okay.
What's that? 16 plus 7, 23.
23. Okay, you hear a whistling sound coming from the other side of the door, like air moving.
Okay,
And
and it's a
slight-
stone door still?
Stone door and slight clangs and scrapes.
Okay. I will certainly be more alert then on the idea that, hang on, yep, there's something making enough noise to get through the stone, but yeah. If the others are ready at that stage, I would suggest that Balath continue to wait at the top of the stairs right now until we find out whether or not this is actually how much further it's going to go.
Yeah, well, since I am out of spells, I will try to shapeshift myself preemptively before opening the door.
Okay, what do you shapeshift into?
The same bear thing,
Okay.
so it's not difficult to play.
Yeah, that's easy. It's a bear.
Okay, so you open the door and look inside. This room appears to be a 15-foot diameter sphere. Several objects float in the room, spinning lazily in space. A ragged book, a scroll, a bottle of wine, a dead raven surrounded by a halo of floating and writhing maggots, and a twisted iron wand with a forked tip. Yet perhaps the most unnerving aspect of the room is the walls, for they are pleated in sheets of strange red metal that ripple every once in a while with silent black electricity that seems to coalesce into strange runes, or even words so far too often for the effect to be chance.
This sounds like a
So
spaceship or something.
being a sphere, the centre of the floor is actually lower than our current level.
That is correct.
Right, we're coming at the midpoint, yep.
Coming in at the midpoint.
And the metal, is it reminiscent of the metal of the shard that went into Balathar?
It is, but of a different metal.
Is it? Okay, so it's not exactly the same. But yeah, okay.
It reminds you of the fact that it is strange metal that people don't use today.
But not actually the same metal, so, yep, okay. And so nothing's actually apparently living in here except for maggots on a raven, was that right?
Maggots surrounding a raven like a halo.
But everything's flying.
Everything's flying in the air, yes. And you occasionally hear things scrape against walls and stuff as it's all moving around.
That makes sense.
Do I get floating too if I step in?
Yes, you step in, you float off the ground.
As I say, Corda attempts to say, hey, don't step in yet.
Yeah, so you're now floating amongst all this stuff. And look, there's maggots. You've got a snack.
Oh no.
Well,
He's a drill,
you
you drop
seem
in the
like
wire.
the bears start to
So there's a
growl and
there's a
growl.
wand.
So the zombie bear is floating in the air, is that right?
Yeah, right next to the maggots.
But he's groaning and growling like he's complaining about something, but you can't understand anything.
Do I have a?
Maybe he's calling like vampire tricks and something. You don't know.
Yes, you're flying like a vampire.
Does the adventure pack have a grapple hook kind of thing?
I don't know.
Let me check. I just don't know. I can't remember.
You should write
Is
these
any of
things
these
down.
objects floating within reach of Corda without actually stepping into the room?
Corda can reach out and get it, especially with your fork. It's very
Right,
easy
okay,
to drop things.
Right, okay. Corda was going to go for like to reach with the hand if there was something there, but the say he can use the fork to try and draw more stuff inwards.
So, first thing you get is a bottle of wine that seems to be unopened.
Okay.
And it's got Sandpoint seal on it, so it came from Sandpoint.
Okay.
Which
so
means
it's
it's
not
not
something that's
empty.
been there for centuries.
Means that the vintage of it means it's within the last 3 years.
Right. Okay. Okay. I will continue trying to go fishing then, or encouraging the bear to bat things in this direction if it's softly, quietly, easily, gently.
If I can.
You get a scroll, a book, and an iron wand, and we can figure out what they are next session.
All good.
Because that will give Balath hopefully time to join in and get the spoils of war.
Oh yeah, I know. Scroll, iron wand,
Book and bottle.
book,
Yeah, seems like
Right, we didn't
continuing.
Right. So it seems like he seems to always get all
the raven with the maggots.
Quite possibly.
We didn't collect that.
I'm going to say we did. Raven.
Dead Raven?
Because I'm sure Beleth's raven would love the dead raven with maggots.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing myself. The demonic raven.
So, do you guys want to add anything before we end up finishing up?
Yeah, seems like we can continue the trend of dying every session, at least.
Oh, look, you're doing a very good job. That's what I say.
You continue to rush in.
Hey, you want to know what the trap was?
I was kind of guessing it might have been a pit trap, but I thought I'm just going to say that because I wouldn't. All I see is planks. That's all I see, so I wouldn't say no any different. So without me going,
let the druid test for traps, alright?
Ah, look, you do a very good job.
Cordar was perfectly happy to get your recon and advice to then do the opposite.
That's very good. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, let the druid spawn all the traps on their room. Okay, got it.
Yeah, okay, like it's the sort of thing that Kangasero
You can see how much dice.
certainly distracted the goblin effectively with the power in his spikes and claws.
Got a fair bit, you know.
He did do quite well.
But if he did leave it to the heavily armed fighter to take the brunt of the blows, he's probably going to die less.
And people say I have a shopping problem.
And by the way, if you do close in and use your reactions to aid, you can give people a lot of bonuses.
I forgot about that.
And when you get to master level and you critically succeed, you give them a +3 to their action.
Yeah.
And so each time you gain more and more experience with your characters, you can do more. But if you learn to use the actual actions in the game, you can get more out of it. That's why I keep looking things up and telling them, because they're still learning.
Oh, as I said,
I mean, it also comes to, like, it's the sort of thing that, like, certainly Cordar is very unlikely to ever use the aid action in that sort of way, because he's got he's got 2 reactions that are used in combat normally. But yeah, if you don't have a reaction that's effective in combat, definitely aid is very valuable.
Yep. So I'll close it up there for the night, guys.
Yep.
And I'll catch you up a bit later.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Can I
Next
speak
week,
to you, Martin, after the session ends?
Yeah.
Just a quick word.
All good. I'll just put it on end things now so we can then talk.
Nice to meet you, Michael.
Nice to meet you
again at some point. Catch you later.
Yeah, nice to
I'll
meet you,
catch you
Michael.
later.
Good night, all.
Bye.